to Indiana High School football on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Coca-Cola, Culver's Portside Marina, Nepco, Crane and Equipment Services, Farm Fertilizers, First Farmers Bank and Trust, Lawrence Farms, Mark's Body Shop in Knox, Zingo Express, Pulaski Memorial Hospital, Stark County Co-op, The Auto Park with locations in LaPorte, Plymouth, and Bremen, Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Collins Insurance, Howard's Marathon of Winamac, and 5 Star. The Coca-Cola pregame show with Mitch Columbi and Chris McGowan is next.
Takes the snappy hands off the Brown up the middle. Who's going to break away? He's got a lot of room to the 10, the 5, touchdown!
Five Star, the largest meat and grocery store in the area, focused on quality, value, and customer service. The 5 stars in the name of the store come from 5 family members of the original owner serving in World War II, each one represented by a blue star on a flag hanging in the front window of the family home. That's why even decades later, 5 Star is known for its dedication to service. Now that dedication means savings for you. 5 Star, one of the We Care stores, the area's largest meat and grocery store, focused on quality, value, and customer service. Located, you know where, in the Knox Mall.
Since 1936, Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning have always taken pride in doing the job right. Third-generation owner Brian Hammond and his family have always set the standard when it comes to taking care of all your heating and cooling needs. Making your home a comfortable home is the absolute top priority. If you are uncomfortable in your home, give them a call at 574-936-4660. Follow them on Facebook. Let Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning help you take control of your comfort.
Cuts over to the 30. Now he's got a hold of the 35-40. Up the middle. He breaks away. He finds his man over the middle. It's Jaden Jones up the middle about the 40-yard line. Takes the snap. He throws out to the right side to number 12 who catches it. Touchdown.
Welcome to the Coca-Cola pregame show. Now, here are the voices of KVB's WKVI Sports, Mitch Columbi and Chris McGowan.
The new era continues here on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. Tonight, the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays host an old familiar rival in the Winamac Warriors underneath the Friday night lights. This is Indiana High School football. With us tonight, down on the sidelines, getting all the inside information from the field, Chris McGowan. Hey, I'm Mitch Columbi. The tradition continues. This is Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. We welcome you to Week 5 of the Indiana High School football season from North Judson, Indiana. 46366. We are back for more as we are set to continue the new era of Kankakee Valley Broadcasting Sports on 99.3 FM and around the world, streaming live on WKVI.com. Well, I wanted to bring this up first things first to start tonight's broadcast. As many of you are aware, last week we did not air a Saturday Sports Line, a very upsetting day for all of us as the show did not happen. I am here to tell everyone listening right now there is one person to blame for that, and that one person is me. I will have a full statement in the morning on the Saturday Sports Line at 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central. I invite you to join us, as you have for so many years on Saturday morning. I would like to thank the coaches along with Chris and my general manager, Lenny Dessauer, for being understanding through this difficult time. I let you all down and appreciate their first thoughts being, was I okay? That showed me a lot. I am fine, and I want those that are listening to know we will have all of our coaches on in the morning, and we will be broadcasting those amazing highlights from last week's game. We will talk with the coaches about last week's game as well. So sit tight, and we will make this right. Chris, you have always been there for me, man. I apologize to you especially for leaving you hanging last weekend. Thank you for your concern and continued professionalism.
Hey, I'm just glad you're okay. It's in the past. Let's forget about it. And we got Judson Winamac tonight, baby.
Oh, man, I am so excited as we move forward we get ready for our 5th football broadcast of the year. We have talked with both head coaches of the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays, Brett Lambert, and the Winamac Warriors, Josh Burgess, during several practices and on the Saturday Sports Line the last several weeks. These two teams have historically faced each other, providing another rivalry atmosphere we all love. Chris has said it multiple times when he was in high school here at North Judson, this game almost meant more to the team than the Knox Redskins rivalry. Safe to say there is some old bad blood between these two teams, and we are ready for it. When we look at the away team in tonight's football contest, we see the Winamac Warriors and head coach Josh Burgess in his 2nd season leading these young Warriors as they have seen better days coming into tonight's matchup at 0-4 on the year. In week 1, they took on the Knox Redskins and couldn't get anything going, unfortunately. The final score was 47-0, Knox winning. In week 2, they hosted the Pioneer Panthers and fell 38-0. In week 3, they traveled to North White, getting their first points on the board this year, but fell short again, losing 36-14. Last week didn't get much better as they traveled to LaVille and lost 38-6. Coach Burgess has told Chris and I before, it's not for lack of effort. This team just hasn't been able to get in the groove they had hoped for. We will see what the Warriors have in store tonight as they enter Week 5 against one of their rivals on the road, the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. With us tonight, breaking things down and analyzing play from the field, we are honored to have sports analyst Chris McGowan. Chris, your thoughts on this year's Winamac Warrior team?
To sum it up, struggling right now, trying to find an identity both offensively and defensively, but it's kind of hard to do when you're the injury bug has just taken a hold of this Winamac Warrior football team. So kind of hard to get any consistency going when you don't know who you're going to have from one Friday to the next.
Well, and one thing that was interesting, Chris, was that Winamac had showed up around 4 o'clock Central. That's 2.5 hours before kickoff. We had a chance to talk with Josh Burgess in the pregame. We'll hear what he had to say there, Chris, but I think that they are just trying everything they can, getting to work early and getting to work often. I think that's what they're going to try to do tonight. I assume that they will give everything they have. Would you assume that as well, Chris?
Oh, yeah, it's a rivalry game. Winamac North Judson, it's big. It's got a history, filled with history, this rivalry. But, yeah, they're not going to come over here and just lay flat. Judson's going to have to come out and earn this one tonight if they expect to come away.
Well, we turn the page and look at the home team tonight, the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. Head coach Brett Lambert is in his 5th season leading the Blue Jays as they are 2-2 on the year. In Week 1, they took on the Culver Cavaliers and won that game easily, 47-0. In Week 2, they hosted the Caston Comets and won 52-7. Then in Week 3, they traveled to Culver Academy to take on the Class 4A Eagles and fell short in a tight one, 26-22. Coach Lambert told Chris and I on the Saturday Sports Line that week it was a good measure to see where this Blue Jay team was at. He added that game really showed them they can compete with the best of them, and being a 1A school, almost beating a 4A school, proved that point. Last week they faced off against their historic rival in the Knox Redskins, providing us with an amazing performance that went down to the wire. That game provided us with the most highlights we have ever had from a single game, and we hope you join us tomorrow on the Saturday Sports Line to catch a glimpse of what that was like. It was adrenaline pumping, in-your-face action all night long. The final score saw Knox getting revenge from their 2022 loss and beating the Blue Jays 22-18. We will see what the Blue Jays have in store tonight. as they enter Week 5 against one of their rivals at home, the Winamac Warriors. Chris, we've seen the Jays once so far this season. Your thoughts about them now?
Well, I think coming into tonight, they're going to be a little mad. They go to CMA 2 weeks ago and lose in the final minute. Last week, they had a lead late in the fourth quarter and end up giving up a late touchdown to lose that game. So 2 games, Judson is really about 8 minutes away from being 4-0 instead of 2-2. So I look for them to stay focused tonight and come out hungry.
Yeah, I had a chance to talk with head coach Brett Lambert. We'll hear from him in the KVB Coaches Corner. He said very similar things that you just said, Chris, as we are expecting a great evening of IHSAA Week 5 football action, as we appreciate you joining us on the Coca-Cola pregame show, refreshing the world, making a difference. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors as the Pulaski Memorial Hospital Injury Report is next. You are listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Real magic is everywhere. It's in your mom's cooking, in 4-hour dinners with friends, in that first bite of something new, and in the fizz of a Coca-Cola. Now with so many options for less than $5, the Coca-Cola Value Collection will help you make the most out of every magic moment for so much less. Taste the magic for less with Coca-Cola.
BP Gasoline with Invigorate helps clean your engine and can give you more miles per tank. Continuous use may result in the following pleasant side effects: excessive smiling, feeling more relaxed, taking more drives just because, volunteering for carpool twice in a row, and bragging to your friends about how you use our best fuel ever. To find out if BP Gasoline with Invigorate is right for you, stop by your local station to discover our best fuel ever. Versus minimum detergent gas. Average restored 3 to 5 miles per tank, based on fleet testing and based on what you drive and how you drive.
High school sports brought to you by Zingo Express.
Who's in? Who's out? It's the Pulaski Memorial Hospital Injury Report with Mitch Columbi. Mitch?
Thanks, John. The Pulaski Memorial Hospital has been serving lives of the residents of Pulaski County and the surrounding area since 1963. We appreciate them supporting local high school sports and helping continue the tradition on KVB's WKVI. 2 Warriors are out tonight. They are Cody Wheeler and Eli Matthews. 1 Blue Jay is out as well, and that being CJ Sanchez. Coach Lambert told me CJ is on the mend, though, and said he has been practicing with limited contact. Hopefully he gets cleared soon, as that is our Pulaski Memorial Hospital Injury Report. We turn now to last year's matchup between these 2 teams. We go into the vault and back through the archives where we saw the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays get to work fast and scoring often. Here is the only highlight from that game. It was a tough battle for the Warriors as the Blue Jays got the better of them. Here is an Aldrich Harper passing touchdown play. 6:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. Harper from shotgun sets his man in motion, takes the snap, and fake hands off. He's throwing deep down the right side, and he's got his man. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Blue Jays. Aldrich Harper fakes the handoff, throws it deep, and a touchdown is the result as it's 40-0 here at Roudabush Field. The Warriors won't have to worry about Mr. Harper tonight, though. He, of course, graduated this past May. The Warriors, unfortunately, couldn't get anything going that night. It truly did belong to the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. The Jays scored 41 points in that game and didn't allow any from the Winamac Warriors, providing us with a shutout performance. That was 1 year ago in Week 5. Stay tuned as we will hear from Josh Burgess and Brett Lambert after the break in the KVB Coaches Corner. You are listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
This is Brett Lambert, head coach of the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. Stay tuned for more Blue Jay football on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
This presentation of our area's local high school sports is sponsored by Pulaski Memorial Hospital in Winamac. Pulaski Memorial Hospital is dedicated to providing excellent health care to improve the health and quality of life for the people and the community they serve. They will meet the community's needs and exceed their expectations by creating the best possible health care experience. For more information of the services they provide, call 946-2100.
The Stark County Co-op has been a member-owned farm services co-op in Stark County since 1928. That's over 90 years, and they're still providing the same quality agronomy services to the farming community of Stark and surrounding counties. The Stark County Co-op is an LP and fuel provider. The Stark County Co-op purchases grain at both locations, Hamlet and Brems. You can reach them by phone at 1-800-782-3392.
It's time to hear from the coaches in the KVB Coaches Corner. Here's Mitch Columbi.
I'm here with head coach Josh Burgess of the Winamac Warriors. Coach, we come into tonight. It's been a tough season for you. You guys got here early. What did you tell the boys in the locker room and getting out here for warm-ups?
Just the same thing we talk about every week. Just, hey, we got to be ready to go from the get-go, and we got to be consistent with what we do in all phases of the game, whether it's offense, defense, or special teams. So, I think we're ready to go. We're going to find out here for sure in just a few minutes.
Well, let's tell the listeners what's your message to Warrior Nation coming into this away game.
We've worked hard all week, and I think we got a good game plan in. So, we're going to see what happens here at about 7:30, 6:30 Central. So, excited for the opportunity, and we'll be ready to go.
Appreciate your time, Coach. Good luck.
Thanks, Mitch. Thanks.
Culver's Portside Marina handles all water and recreational needs. When it comes to pontoons, Godfrey leads the industry in performance and quality, and Portside Marina has them in stock. From Sanpan, Aqua Patio, Sweetwater, and Monaco pontoons, if you're looking for a family boat, Culver's Portside Marina can help. Wanting something more sporty? Yamaha Wave Runners and Kawasaki jet skis are on the showroom floor waiting. Located at 514 West Mill Street in Culver. Stop in or call them at 574-842-5000. Culver's Portside Marina.
I'm here with head coach Brett Lambert of the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays coming into this battle against the Winamac Warriors. We've talked about it before. This is a rivalry game that dates back a lot of bad blood in the history books. Let's talk about the Winamac Warriors. What do you know about them, Coach?
Again, I think I told you this earlier that, in this game, it's all about the rivalry and them, wanting to, get things turned around. I know Coach Burgess wants that. I'm sure they've been working their tails off to get it done in practice. So, we expect their A game. And for them, from their perspective, what better time to pull out a great game than against the Blue Jays? And they might think we're a little vulnerable right now. After, I think on Tuesday and Wednesday this week in practice is our two best days of practice that we've had since last season. I feel like we might have maybe reach the kids a little bit better than we were earlier in the year. I'm not trying to say we got a bad group of kids. That's not the case, but I just feel like we're kind of coasting a little bit and maybe weren't quite as focused on things the way we should have been, the little things. Because I've loved our fight the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, we've gone against a good Knox team and a good CMA team, and we fought. I mean, and when you look back at film, and it's like we should have got blown out in these games based on how we were lining up and some of our hustle points that weren't there. Again, I feel like in a game like this, if we're the better team, if we are, then we need to come out early and strike early and get on top of these guys and try to put it away. Because if we don't, then it could go any direction in a rivalry.
It's Hometown Heroes Night. What's your message to Blue Jay Nation here at home?
Hey, like I always say, just come out here, support the guys. I have a feeling that we're going to put on a good show tonight, and we're going to be all over it. If these guys learned anything from the week, they better be on it.
Coach, appreciate your time. Go get him.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey folks, Auto Park Fort LaPorte has got some news for you. We now have the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles in LaPorte County. So if you're in the market, come and check us out because right now is the best time to trade in your current vehicle. Not interested in purchasing a vehicle? That's okay. We'll buy yours even if you don't buy ours. Not currently in the market, but your car needs serviced? Come check out our newly renovated service department and let them take care of all your service needs. And remember, we're not just an auto dealer, we're an auto park.
Time now for the keys to the game. Sponsored by the Auto Park with locations in LaPorte, Plymouth, and Bremen.
All right, as we get set for Week 5 Indiana High School football action, what are your keys to the game as a Winamac Warrior, Chris?
You got to take care of the football, and you got to control the football. Again, this North Judson team is going to come out hungry, but if you're Winamac, you got to get off to a good start and a quick start, build some confidence up.
All right, now flip sides. You are the head coach of the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. What does your pregame speech sound like?
come out and don't give them any belief that they can hang around with us. Come out fast, come out hard, come out strong, and get off to a quick start. The longer you let this Winamac Warrior team hang around, the tougher it's going to be to put them away. So if you're North Judson, you got to come out quick and hard and fast.
That's our keys to the game, sponsored by the Auto Park with locations in LaPorte, Plymouth, and Bremen. Hey, go ahead and sit back, pop open an ice-cold Coke and chill as the Coca-Cola pregame show continues. Our KVB starting lineups are next. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
This is Josh Burgess, head coach of the Winamac Warriors. Stay tuned for more Warrior football on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Have you ever wondered how much I could sell my vehicle for? Well, Auto Park Chevrolet GMC can help with that. We're looking to buy your vehicle. It is a quick, simple process that puts money in your pocket. Stop by the Auto Park on Oak Road for one of our sales professionals to assess your vehicle and have a cash price for you in moments. If you're looking to trade, we have stacks of inventory for you to choose from, or you can walk away with a check in hand. Don't hassle with listing on Marketplace or waiting forever to sell it privately. Let us make you an offer today. Auto Park Chevrolet GMC. Check us out at www.autoparkchevroletbuickgmc.com or call 574-936-5590 or come to see us next to Walmart in Plymouth.
This presentation of our area's local high school sports is sponsored by Pulaski Memorial Hospital in Winamac. Pulaski Memorial Hospital is dedicated to providing excellent health care to improve the health and quality of life for the people and the community they serve. They will meet the community's needs and exceed their expectations by creating the best possible health care experience. For more information of the services they provide, call 946-2100.
He's up the right side. He barrels his way through. 2-point conversion is made.
Now it's time for the KVB starting lineups.
For the Blue Jays of North Judson-San Pierre, Indiana. On offense, starting at quarterback, we will see Josiah McDaniel. Starting halfbacks tonight are Cole Wilcox and Trey McGowan. Starting fullback is Brock Benson. Starting wide receivers will be Damian Frazier and Briar Minix. Now for the big men up front. David Brown and Tegan Hampton start at the tackle positions. Cole Kozakar and Harley Bucks will be the guards, and Hunter Redland in the middle at the center position. On defense for the Blue Jays, starting safeties will be Josiah McDaniel and Trey McGowan. Starting quarterbacks will be Noah Radke and Damian Frazier. Starting linebackers are Cole Kozakar, Sam Hollum, and Brock Benson. And on the defensive line, getting after it is Cole Kozakar, Hunter Redland, Grayson McDaniel, and David Brown. For the Warriors of Winamac, Indiana, on offense starting at quarterback is Max Gearhart. The running backs are Maddox Muzinski, Jaden Jones, and Talon Garner. Starting wide receivers are Jace Bentel and Aiden Schooler. In the trenches on the O-line for the Warriors are Josh Hagan and Wyatt Wheeler at the tackle positions. Charlie Dissinger and Max Keller are the offensive guards, and Hayden Jimenez is in the middle at the center position. On defense for the Warriors, starting safeties tonight are Addison Allen and Cash Roth. Starting cornerbacks are Ethan Burgess and Aiden Schooler. Starting linebackers are Tucker Fox, Tierson Wolford, and Jaden Jones. On the D-line for the Warriors, we will see Wyatt Wheeler and Talon Garner as the defensive ends. Max Keller and Lucas Perez are the defensive tackles. That is our KVB starting lineups for today, as we will be back to get set for kickoff. Hey, you're listening to KVB's WKVI.
This is Brett Lambert, head coach of the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. Stay tuned for more Blue Jay football on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Real magic is everywhere. It's in your mom's cooking, in 4-hour dinners with friends, in that first bite of something new, and in the fizz of a Coca-Cola. Now with so many options for less than $5, the Coca-Cola Value Collection will help you make the most out of every magic moment for so much less. Taste the magic for less with Coca-Cola.
The tradition continues with Mitch Columbi on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
From North Judson, Indiana, welcome to Week 5 of the Indiana High School football season between the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays and the Winamac Warriors. I am Mitch Columby. The tradition continues here on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting as WKVI will always be there. We also want to remind you Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WYMR will always be there too. As a matter of fact, you can catch even more high school football action on Max 98.3 FM with the boss, Tony Ross. They are in Plymouth tonight to see the Rockies take on the Mishawaka Cavemen. Our old friend Scott Masters is on the call tonight, as well as Doug Griffiths and Rusty Nixon. We invite you to flip back and forth as KVB always has you covered for local high school sports in our area. Don't hesitate to follow us on social media. We are on Instagram at WKVI Sports, on X, formerly Twitter at KVB Sports, and on Facebook at Sports to the Max for all Kankakee Valley Broadcasting sports content. You can listen to us on your phone. Just go to one of our social media sites I mentioned and tap the link on our page. No excuses. We are literally in the palm of your hand. Well, we are proud to let you know the PA announcer tonight at Liberty Field is Nathan Radke. The scoreboard operator is Bill Ransom. The play clock operator is Gary Baxter. The official statisticians for tonight are Ray Frazier, Craig Benson, and Matt White. And our officials on the field for this evening are Max Bales, Aaron Utz, Mark Bowman, Bob Pressler, and Jacob Griffin. Down on the sidelines, getting all the inside information from the field is our very own sports analyst, Chris McGowan. And I'm Mitch Columby, proud to be doing the play-by-play as we are set for Indiana high school football action from North Judson, Indiana. We look around and see our other area schools in action tonight. The Triton Trojans travel to the Culver Cavaliers' hometown in Culver. Chris, what do you think transpires in Culver?
Oh, boy, I tell you what, it's homecoming for the Culver Cavaliers, but I tell you, Triton's going to take care of business, and that could be a running clock by halftime.
The John Glenn Falcons are on the road as they take on the Knox Redskins. It's Knox's homecoming tonight. That is shaping up to be quite the battle tonight, Chris. Your thoughts between John Glenn and Knox at Community Field?
If Knox takes care of the football, I think they win that game by 2 scores or more. So, John Glenn's got a decent record, but I look for Knox to take care of business tonight.
It'll be interesting to keep an eye on those scores. We hope we get in as the South Central Satellites are on the road tonight. They travel to Hammond Knoll. Don't know much about Hammond Knoll, Chris, but your thoughts on the Satellites?
Again, if South Central takes care of the football, they should get a W tonight. I think that game is actually being played at Whiting High School, so a very far trip for South Central. But Hammond Knoll was about ready to fold the program a couple years ago, but they're back playing a varsity schedule this year. So I look for South Central to take care of business.
The West Central Trojans, just like the Knox Redskins, are undefeated, and they are on the road at North Newton. Chris, do they keep up the undefeated season?
Oh, yeah, that will definitely be a running clock by halftime.
All of that, though, lines us up for our game here in North Judson, Indiana, as the old rivalry is renewed between the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays and the Winamac Warriors. We are so glad to be here for you. It looks like the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay marching band, is out on the field getting ready for the national anthem. They're about to bring the Blue Jays in here. I believe from warm-ups, they are in gold tops, as the Winamac Warriors are in white tops with maroon bottoms, and they are coming out in full force. These two teams, there's a lot of bad blood. And Chris, why don't you explain to us why this game was so important when you were in high school? What was it about the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay and Winamac Warrior battle?
Having grown up in Pulaski County, that's what made it so important to me. And, Coach Lambert was another Rich Grove Township kid. Those of us that lived out in the big metropolis of Denham, Winamac was always the bigger rival for us.
Well, it's interesting to hear all the storylines. We always hear about the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays and the Knox Redskins, but this one dates back quite a ways as we're going to turn things over to our public address announcer, Nathan Radke, for our national anthem.
Kindly remove your hat as we join the Blue Jay Marching Band for performance of our national anthem.
Every morning, join Rich Wallen on the WKVI Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central. Catch local news as well for our area with Kankakee Valley Broadcasting News Director Anita Gooden, who covers news on WYMR and WKVI. Catch our stories on WKVI.com and Max983.net to stay up to speed in your local area. Tonight's kickoff is brought to you by Web Printing and JT Shirt Shack in Winamac. We also appreciate them being the sponsor for the Tyler Roth WKVI Athlete of the Week Award given out each week on the Saturday Sports Line. That's the longest running high school sports show in Indiana, thanks to our very own Harold Welter. Well, not much else to say. Here we are, Chris. You're standing at the 38-39-yard line. It's going to be an interesting one tonight. We'll see what happens. The Warriors, while they haven't been able to pick up a win, the Blue Jays haven't had a win since week 2. So both teams come into tonight hungry. Just to summarize what you had talked about in the pregame, Chris, what do you see happening?
Well, I'm kind of curious to see if Coach Lambert goes against what he normally does. If Judson wins the toss, whether or not they want to receive and start on offense first.
Interesting. Well, we see both teams' captains heading out there. We'll shortly find out. I told you that the Blue Jays were in gold tops. They have their blue bottoms on, so they look very, very good tonight. And the Winamac Warriors, like I said, in white tops with maroon bottoms. I love the colorway for the Winamac Warriors and the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. This is another night underneath the Friday night lights. We're so glad to be here for you as they are shaking hands right now. Chris McGowan's down on the sideline providing us all the inside information from the field. And I'm Mitch Columbi doing the play-by-play here on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. Another one to add to the books here as we see both teams talking things over with the officials. Again, we remind you who our officials are this evening on the field. We have Max Bales, Aaron Oots, Mark Bowman, Bob Pressler, and Jacob Griffin out there. It's very interesting. We know several of these guys. We saw Max Bales last week, didn't we, Chris?
Yeah, these guys actually did the Knox-Judson game last week, so not very often you see a crew do the same team back-to-back weeks, but scheduling this week, and that's the way it falls.
Looks like the coin has been flipped. And we will see who decides. What do you see, Chris?
North Judson won the toss and elected to receive.
Just like we were talking about. So the Blue Jays want the ball first. The Warriors will get the ball to start the second half. And we are about to be ready for Week 5 Indiana High School football action. Good showing from Blue Jay Nation tonight. We look across the way. We see Warrior Nation in full force as well, supporting on their Winamac Warriors. Beautiful night tonight, very clear. Sun is setting, lower 70 degrees. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Nepco Crane and Equipment Services, specializing in mobile crane service. Call Joas Nepp at 1-800-590-2272 for all your residential, commercial, and agricultural crane needs. Set to kick for the Winamac Warriors. It looks like that is number Number 47. Hard to catch that number there. Number 47, Talon Garner to set to kick, and deep to return is number 5, Josiah McDaniel and Trey McGowan. And we are underway here in Week 5. It's a high kick, and it only gets to about the 38-yard line, so not very far there.
Yeah, Noah Radke there with the fair catch. So North Judson with excellent starting field position on their first drive.
And that's where we will see the Blue Jays take over. Josiah McDaniel gets the call from the sideline. He trots out to the huddle and relays the play. Now they break the huddle. He's going to trot up to the line. He's going to take this under center with Brock Benson behind him. Sets his man in motion. Fakes the pitch out to Cole Wilcox. Now he's rolling out to his right. Tries to throw. He finds Trey McGowan for the first down, and he's tackled at the 57-58 yard line. A pass play starts the Blue Jays drive.
Yeah, just a little roll out there. Fake the toss sweep to Cole Wilcox. Roll Josiah McDaniel out, give him the option to either run it with his legs or throw it in the air, and Trey McGowan just running the drag route there. Pick up of about 12 yards on first down.
1st and 10 for the Blue Jays. Ball spotted on their own 48-yard line. Josiah McDaniel sets Wilcox in motion, takes the snap, pulls the handoff from Brock Benson, but he's met by several Warriors before he's finally brought down. I don't think he got a yard. A nice stop for the Warriors.
Yeah, good defensive pressure there by the interior defensive tackles for the Warriors. That mesh seemed like it took forever to get to it, and loss of 1 yard there for the Jays.
2nd and 11, ball on the 47 now. Josiah McDaniel gets the call from head coach Brett Lambert, and now he's out there breaking the huddle. They have the play. He's going to take this under center. Brock Benson behind him. Remember, Brock Benson had a heck of a game last week against the Knox Redskins as Josiah sets his man in motion and flags fly. We'll see what they call.
Looks like it might be a delay game.
And they are being marched back 5 more yards. And I forgot that the head official is mic'd up here at Judson. I still think that is so cool, Chris. It's so cool.
Yeah, so a delay game there for North Judson. So back them up 5. So now it goes from 2nd and 11 to 2nd and 16.
So a little work to do here. Their first play was a first down pass play to Trey McGowan. The next couple of plays have some problems. So here comes Josiah McDaniel. He's going to take it under center with Brock Benson behind him. Sets Wilcox in motion, takes a snap, toss out to Benson, breaks the first tackle. Now he's trying to get around the corner. A second tackle, a third tackle, and the fourth brings him down at the 46-yard line. A nice run by Brock Benson.
Yeah, going to pick up about 4 or 5 yards there. So it's going to be 3rd and long for North Judson here.
Well, we saw the Blue Jays in 3rd and long last week and not have an issue. We'll see what they draw up here. Even had a 4th down completion, if I'm not mistaken, last week, Chris. They really have done a good job this season when they are 3rd and long, 4th and short. McDaniel's going to take it under center. Sets McGowan in motion. Fakes the toss out. Now he's looking to throw. Here come the Warriors, and they are going to get him down. A fumble on the play, and the Warriors are going to pick it up. So the Warriors bring a little juice here to start this game, and they're going to get a turnover on downs. They're going to start with the ball on the Blue Jays' 35-yard line.
And that's the start that Winamac needed. So, again, a little bit of life here on this Winamac sideline. Going to have the ball in great field position for their first possession on the plus 35.
You see head coach Brett Lambert talking to Josiah McDaniel, letting him know what he maybe should have tried to do a little bit better, doing a coaching job right now, just letting him know what we need to do. As here come the Warriors. They're ready to take over. Great field position for the Warriors as this is Max Gearhart under center and number 47, Talon Garner, behind him. He's going to set Garner in motion. Nobody in the backfield. Steps back looking to throw. Here comes Max. Fires over to the left side. And it's incomplete, just short. Tough throw to the far sideline there, Chris.
Yeah, far throw there, and that ball looked like it slipped coming out of his hands. Luckily, that wasn't intercepted. But, Winamac out of their base wing T formation empties the backfield and looks to try to throw the ball against this Judson defense.
So we'll bring up 2nd and 10. Ball on the Blue Jays' 35-yard line. The Warriors are in great field position, hoping to score here. They've had trouble doing so this season. As here is Gearhart under center. Takes the snap, hands off to Garner, up the middle, breaks a tackle. Now he's going to almost get the first down before he is brought down at the 23-yard line. And it may be, no, they are moving the chain. So it is a Winamac Warrior first down.
Yeah, they just ran a simple under block by the wingback there and an ISO play to the fullback and to pick up a 12 yards on second down.
Big time run from Talon Garner as here's 1st and 10. Ball on the Blue Jays 23-yard line. Coming up on 9 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. This is a handoff. This is Jaden Jones. Now he's got 3, 4, 5 Blue Jays all over him as Gearhart took it under center and handed off to Jaden Jones immediately. That was Maddox Buzinski, number 23. Maddox Buzinski, not Jaden Jones. Jaden's 24.
Yeah, Maddox is 23, but other than the number.
So the Warriors are going to break the huddle on 2nd and 11. Ball on the Blue Jays' 24-yard line. The clock continues to tick. Under 8:30 to go here in the opening quarter. Mitch Columbia along with sports analyst Chris McGowan. Under center, Max Gearhart sets his man in motion, takes the snap, hands off up the middle, and immediately tackled by Blue Jay number 66 on the tackle. Hunter Redland, the senior, 6'2", 202 coming at you. That's a big-time stop, Chris.
Yeah, it was on 2nd and 11 there. Pickup of 2. Better job of defending that under block ISO by Winamac.
We may have to fix your sideline mic, Chris. It's making a lot of noise. We'll worry about that later. As it's 3rd and 9 for the Warriors. They need to make something happen. Ball on the Blue Jays 22. Max Gearhart under center. Steps back looking to throw. Fires. That's Jaden Jones, and he is going to get brought down and tackled easily by number 20. Noah Radke on the tackle. Nice play there.
Yeah, did a good job of coming up from his corner position there on the little swing route to Jaden Jones, and a big loss on 3rd down. So it is now 4th and 15 for the Warriors.
Well,
and they are going to go for it.
Yeah, they're going for it. They're in that 4-down territory. Interesting move here, but they want to go for it. It's been that type of season for the Warriors. Why not now? Max Gearhart under center. Talon Garner behind him. Takes the snap, looking to throw. Steps back, fires deep. It's intended for Jaden Jones, and it's intercepted by a Blue Jay. That's Josiah McDaniel. He gets it back to the 20, now to the 30, now to the 35, 40, and he's brought down at the 41, 42-yard line. What an interception for Josiah McDaniel. And I believe there may be a sideline warning here, Chris.
Yeah, sideline warning against the Blue Jays. So little overexcitement there on the sidelines. But it's just a warning, so no harm, no foul. Not going to mark any yardage off.
So 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays. Ball on their own 40-yard line. As McDaniel gets ready to go, delivers the play to the huddle, and they break. He's got Brock Benson back there. I expect him to get a lot of feeds this evening. As here's Josiah McDaniel. Takes the snap, hands off to Benson, up the middle, breaks away the 50. Now he's got all the way to the 46, 47-yard line in Warrior territory. That's a big-time Brock Benson run.
Yeah, just a little inside trap there by the Jays, and a first down for North Judson. Their best run of the night.
So they move the chains once again, the Blue Jays. 1st and 10, ball on the 47-yard line. Hoping to get some points on the board here in the opening quarter. Coming up on 6 minutes to go. Sets Cole Wilcox in motion. Takes the snap, hands off to Brock Benson again up the middle, and it took 3 Warriors to bring him down. He's a problem, Chris. A guy like that, he can be a problem.
Yeah, he's a big kid that has tailback speed. You know, he's, 220 pounds?
Yeah, 225, 6 foot, and he's only a junior. So now 2nd and 4, a good 6-yard gain for Brock Benson. He's in the backfield again, and Josiah McDaniel's going to take it under center. Sets Wilcox in motion, hands up, pulls it himself, and he's wrapped up by 3 Warriors who read that well, and the flag flies. Talon Garner got to Josiah McDaniel first and tackled him in the backfield, and then the flags fly when 2 more Warriors came over to just add a little more on top.
Yeah, you can see what the call is here, the penalty flag.
Had a lot of this last week. This crew, they do such a good job of communicating. They want to stop play and make sure everybody's on the same page. They want to get the call right. That's one thing that stood out to me last week with this crew, Chris, is these guys want to take the time to make sure they're making the correct call.
Yeah, very methodical, making sure that it is right. So it's a face mask penalty against Winamac.
So it'll be a first down for the Blue Jays, and it'll end up on the 36-yard line. So the Blue Jays get a 1st and 10 on the Warriors' 36, and now we hear whistles on the far side of the field.
Yeah, that Winamac's wanting an explanation on how it was marked off.
Had similar moments to this last week where there's just a lot of lull moments, not much going on, not much to really say. Everyone's standing around, kind of conversing. It looks like the Warriors and the Blue Jays are chatting down there on the field. You notice that? Always wonder.
Yeah, I'm sure there's probably some trash talking going on maybe.
Here we go, back in action, 1st and 10, ball on the Warriors' 36-yard line. Josiah McDaniel under center, takes the snap, hands off to Brock Benson, moves his way forward, couldn't get it out there, Chris. He may have a couple yards on the carry.
Yeah, Winamac doing a better job now. It's the 3rd time Judson's ran that play and did a very good job of closing that hole. Now, Brock Benson, as big as he is still able to fall forward for about 2.5, 3 yards. So, a 2nd and a long 7 or a short 8, depending on who you're rooting for.
Under 5 minutes here in the first quarter. We are scoreless as Josiah McDaniel takes the snap, hands off to Brock Benson again. And the Warriors are doing a good job of trying to contain Brock. They're containing the middle the best they can. As I don't know if he got a yard, Chris. I think it's good. Oh, he
got picked up a couple there, so it's going to be third and a very long 5 or a short 6. But, again, North Judson, I would say that they are definitely in 4-down territory. So two plays to get this 6 yards. We have an equipment issue.
Yeah, it looks like an equipment issue for number 66 of the Winamac Warriors. Had to take his helmet off on the sidelines. That's Max Keller, yeah. So McDaniel for the Blue Jays from shotgun. 3rd and 5 on the Warriors' 31. Sets Cole Wilcox in motion, pulls the handoff, keeps it, and he's tackled immediately by the Warriors. He didn't get anything, Chris. Man, that was tough to watch if you're a Blue Jay fan.
Yeah, a loss of 2 yards there, so 4th and 8, a loss of 3 yards.
You almost wonder, Chris, if he should have just let the handoff go. But, hindsight's 20/20. It's kind of hard to tell. So this brings up 4th and 8. It looks like the Blue Jays are going to go for it here. McDaniel also does the punting duties, but he's set up to take this from shotgun here with Brock Benson right behind him. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looking to throw, fires deep down the middle, and it's going to almost be intercepted by number 3 on the play, Cash Roth of the Winamac Warriors. That's incomplete, and that'll be a turnover on downs for the Warriors.
Yeah, again, Cash Roth doing a good job of batting that ball down, because if he catches it, he's going to fall to the field, and Winamac would have taken over in worse field position. So good job of knowing the down, knowing the distance, and knowing where you are in the field and just batting that down.
Yeah, you had kind of called this in the pregame, Chris. You had said that we'll see if the Blue Jays kind of come out a little lackadaisical here, a little tired maybe from last week's battle, and right now they just do not look like themselves. As here's a handoff over to the left side. That's number 23, Maddox Buzinski, flying around the corner before he's finally brought down. Maybe 5 on the carry. A nice one by Maddox.
Yeah, Josiah McDaniel coming up from his safety position to make a touchdown-saving tackle there for the Blue Jays. So 2nd and 5 for Winamac, staying ahead of the chains here on first down.
Well, I'll tell you what, Chris, since week 1, this Warrior team looks a lot more invested. They look good tonight compared to week 1. Of course, week 1, there's always those jitters, but this Winamac Warrior team looks very settled in. As here's under center, Max Gearhart takes the snap, hands off. This is Maddox Buzinski again, up the middle, and maybe a yard or 2, if that, before he's brought down. The Blue Jays read that play well.
Yeah, it's going to be third and a long 2 here for Winamac.
Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by First Farmers Bank and Trust, providing state-of-the-art banking with old-fashioned service. We thank them for supporting local high school sports and helping continue the tradition on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. 3rd and 2, ball on their own 42-yard line. Max Gearhart under center. Takes the snap. Hands off. That's Maddox Buzinski fighting his way forward, and he's going to get the first down before he's tackled at the 47. A nice job, a good handoff, and a good run.
Yeah, a nice hard run there in between the tackles there by Maddox Buzinski. Picks up a first down for the Warriors.
So the Warriors move the chains. As Max Gearhart relays the play to the huddle and they break. He's going to trot up to the line and take this under center. This is number 47 in the backfield, Talon Garner. Also, that looks like Jaden Jones. No, Maddox Buzinski. Hands off to Garner. Up the middle. 2, 3, and it took about 4 Blue Jays to bring him down. 2-yard carry for the Winamac Warriors. Taking their time. We're already at 1 minute and 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Both teams have chewed some clock tonight, Chris.
Yeah, and we are sitting scoreless here in the first quarter with basically a minute left to go.
So 2nd and 7, under a minute to go here. Max Gearhart under center. He's going to take the snap. Hands off, then a double handoff. This is Jaden Jones. Now he's fighting around to the right corner, all the way over to the Blue Jay sideline before he's pushed out of bounds about the 45-yard line in Blue Jay territory, maybe the 46. I think that's where they're spotting it. A big-time run by Jaden Jones.
Yeah, there's that wing back counter that Winamac usually has a lot of success with. And, first time they run it tonight, pick up 9 yards.
So 3rd and inches for the Warriors, trying to get this first down. Probably best to just move the chains here, wouldn't you say, Chris?
Yeah, look for maybe a quarterback sneak here, get the first down, and then make it to the second quarter.
Gearhart takes a snap, hands off the Talon Garner. He's going to get the first down before he's brought down at the 42-yard line. So they will move the chains yet again on this drive. The Winamac Warriors are looking good tonight, Chris, much better than week 1.
Yeah, and they're down 2 starters on that offensive line, so very impressive start here for Winamac.
A little sense of urgency here tonight, and both head coaches kind of talked about this being an old-school rivalry matchup, and it's shaping up to be a really good game so far here in the first quarter as we're winding down with 15 seconds to go. They're going to trot up to the line, might get a play in before the end of the quarter here.
Yeah, they're going to have to snap it. The play clock's down to 2.
Hands off. And it's going to be tackled immediately at the 40-yard line as that's going to wind the clock down, and that is the end of the first quarter. We are scoreless here at Liberty Field in North Judson-San Pierre. We're going to take a break with them and come back. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
On the way home from the game, a deer jumps in front of your truck. And now you've got to get that truck repaired. Make it easy on yourself. Take it to Mark's Body Shop. Mark's has done expert auto body service since 1998 and will work with you and your insurance provider for collision repair, custom body paint, and insurance work. And all work guaranteed by owner Mark Shell. Mark's Body Shop, proud to support high school sports. 772-7003.
This is Josh Burgess, head coach of the Winamac Warriors. Stay tuned for more Warrior football on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
When you grow up on the land, you have an appreciation for it. When you grow up and work on a family farm, on land that is shared by members of a family, all working together as a team, that appreciation grows even more. They know what it's like to work as a team to get the job done. At Lawrence Farms of Knox, Todd and Josh Lawrence and family support the local high school teams and wish them success all through the season.
Back here at Liberty Field, Mitch Columbia along with sports analyst Chris McGowan. Scoreless as we start the second quarter. Today's game is brought to you in part by Howard's Marathon of Winamac, serving Pulaski County for 44 years. Call 574-946-6894 and ask for Howard or Dean. We thank them for supporting local high school sports and being part of this wonderful tradition. 2nd and 9 for the Warriors as we start the second quarter. This is Max Gearhart under center. A hard count and the flag flies. We'll see who jumped first here, Chris.
They're saying false start. The wingback for Winamac jumped, so it's going back Winamac up 5.
Yeah, the Warrior jumped first. We saw a Blue Jay jump, and then a second Warrior jumped. Both flags flew. Two flags flew in the air as this backs the Warriors up. 2nd and 14. Ball on the Blue Jays' 45-yard line.
You know, both teams have shown some success offensively, but just keep shooting themselves in the foot.
2nd and 14. Gearhart from shotgun, all alone in the backfield. Takes the snap, looking to throw. Fires over to the right. He's got his man. That's number 23, Maddox Buzinski. Breaks a tackle. Broke almost another, and it took a third to bring him down. That was Trey McGowan, the third tackle. A nice pass, catch, and run by the Winamac Warriors.
Yeah, Buzinski did a good job of catching that little hitch and turning back to the inside, allowing the outside linebacker for North Judson, Sam Hollum, to overrun the play. So you give yourself a shot here, 3rd and 6 for Winamac, and they are definitely in 4-down territory.
Gearhart under center, ready to go. Talon Garner behind him in the backfield. Sets Jaden Jones in motion. Fakes the handoff. Quarterback sneak up the middle. And he got several yards there. It's going to be 4th and short, maybe 4th and 1 here on the Blue Jays' 32-yard line.
Yes, so 4th and a short 1 here for Winamac.
Another position they've been in where they get the 1 yard. They've done a good job on 3rd down and some 4th down occasions where they're able to punch across that 1 yard and get the first down. As here we go, Max Gearhart under center. Takes the snap, hands off the Talon Garner up the middle. He's met by 4, 5, 6 Blue Jays. We'll see where they spot the ball. It's close.
Yeah, it's all going to depend on the spot here.
We remember last week this crew had to measure twice last game. We'll see what they do. It looks like they're having a little bit of a conference right now.
And they're going to measure.
They're going to measure. Boy, we're getting good at calling that out, Chris.
Well, better to be safe than sorry.
Well, whatever you've done with the sideline, Mike, it's working now. I don't know what it is. We'll worry about that next week, but it's working now. It sounds great.
I took the phone out of my pocket.
So now you've got to hold it the whole game. Great.
Well, I'm holding it. I got a program. It's all right. It's all good.
So they're out there on the field measuring 4th and 1. You hear the Jeopardy theme music in the background. These guys never disappoint. Gary Baxter.
Short.
And
it's going to be Judson ball.
No, they're having trouble with the chain. It popped loose on the bottom there of the. So we'll see here. It's enough. First down, Warriors by a 3/4 of the football. My gosh. So they move the chains and get the first down, but I love the Jeopardy theme music in the background. Gary Baxter does such a heck of a job with that playlist. As that's 1st and 10 now for the Warriors as they're chugging along. Ball on the Blue Jays 31-yard line. 10:20 to go here in the second quarter. Max Gearhart under center. Talon Garner behind him. He tosses to Talon. Talon around the left side. He's met by a Blue Jay. Fumble on the play. And it's picked up by a Warrior. Number 7. Jace Bentel. So fast hands for him. You yelled fumble, I think, before any of the other players knew.
Yeah, the ball, the good form fit there in the hole there. I think it might have been Josiah McDaniel there. Nice form fit. Ball come loose, and Jace Bentel on the spot to recover the fumble.
2nd and 8. Ball on the Blue Jays 29-yard line. 9:30 to go in the first half. Mitch Columbia along with sports analyst Chris McGowan. Max Gearhart under center. Quarterback sneak up the middle. Maybe a yard or two before he's tackled. It's not much. It looks like 55. The big boy for the Blue Jays, Cole Kozakar Jr., 6'3", 256. You can't get through that.
Yeah, so again, a very manageable 3rd and 5 here for Winamac. And again, you've got 2 downs to get this 5 yards.
I just realized how deep we are into the season, Chris. It's week 5. The sun goes down so much sooner here in September. We are definitely underneath the Friday night lights here in the second quarter now as here's Max Gearhart, 3rd and 5, sets his man in motion, under center, takes the snap, looking to throw, fires wide open, and it's in the hands and incomplete. Intended target was number 6, Willis Dennis. And it just didn't happen, Chris. A good drawn-up play, though.
Yeah, again, that pass was just thrown behind Dennis. Or else he catches that and might be able to pick up the first down there. So now Winamac with another 4th and 5 here. Let's see if they can convert this 4th down.
4th and 5. The Warriors trying to make something happen here. Gearhart's going to take it under center. That's Willis Dennis in the backfield. Sets his man in motion, takes the snap, looking to throw, fires over to the left side. This is Maddox Buzinski, wide open, then he dropped it. It's incomplete, and that's where the Blue Jays will take over. Man, that is unfortunate. If you're a Winamac Warrior fan, it was right there, so close.
Yeah, he actually had that, and Damian Frazier read the wheel route there out of the backfield and come up, and as soon as his hands were on the ball, dislodged that ball. So, again, Winamac had the first down there, but Damian Frazier coming up and laying a big hit on the receiver.
Well, we have a score update from the Culver Cavalier and Triton matchup. Triton's in the lead, 33-6 right now with under 2 minutes to go in the first half, Chris. First play from the Warriors. And there's a timeout from the Blue Jays, and head coach Brett Lambert definitely is not very happy right now.
Yeah, he is not very pleased.
Yeah, this is not looking like the Blue Jay team we saw last week. I think you were right in saying in the pregame, what was it exactly you said? I forget the verbiage you used when you come off of 2 tough games in week 3 and week 4. You had mentioned that the Blue Jays could come out a little tired maybe.
Yeah, they needed to come out fast, hard, and strong, and they haven't done that at all. So might be a little bit of fatigue from those 2 hard-fought games. You never know how a team's going to respond, leading for most of the game and losing them late. So Coach Lambert, we'll just say the polite way of saying it, having a coming-to-Jesus moment there with his offense.
For sure. As it looks like Triton just scored yet again. Coming up on a minute to go in the first half. It's now 41-6. The Triton Trojans lead the Culver Cavaliers. Back in our game, 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays. Josiah McDaniel under center. I formation. Takes the snap. Hands off. This is Cole Wilcox. He breaks the first tackle before he's finally brought down by number 18 of the Winamac Warriors. That is Aiden Schooler, the junior, 5'10", 150. Good job of bringing Cole Wilcox down. That's the kind of runs that Cole Wilcox can provide.
Yeah, again, pick up a 5 yards there on first down. So second long 4, a short 5 for the Jays.
2nd and 5 under center. McDaniel hands off to Cole Wilcox again, who breaks away, and he gets the first down before he's tackled at the 43-42 line. That's enough for a Blue Jay first down.
Yeah, and I think Coach Lambert's definitely sending a message to his Blue Jays right now. That's 2 times they've lined up in the I formation, and 2 straight ISOs ran right at the Winamac defense.
They're going to do it a 3rd time here. I formation. Josiah McDaniel under center. Hands off. Cole Wilcox up the middle. And he's met by 2-3 Warriors who plugged the hole well. Maybe a yard, if that, as they use Cole Wilcox the last 3 plays in a row.
Yeah, 3 ISOs in a row, just different looks at the ISO there. They had Trey McGowan, who was lined up in the wing, come across in motion to try to get an extra body up in front of Wilcox there, but Winamac doing a very good job of filling the holes and plugging that gap.
2nd and 9 coming up on 7 minutes to go here in the first half. We are still scoreless. The Blue Jays, Josiah McDaniel from shotgun takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looking to throw. Now he's got to roll out to his left. It's an incomplete pass. Are they calling that a fumble? The Warriors pick it up if it is in fact a fumble. We haven't seen the official call from the officials. It looked like Josiah was trying to throw that there, Chris.
Yeah, they're going to talk about it here. It's hard for me to tell. It could go either way, really.
The Warriors are acting as if they got it, and they do.
They do.
What a big-time fumble recovery for the Winamac Warriors as their entire sideline was jumping up and down. That's the kind of energy they've been looking for this season. We are getting a little bit of taste here, Chris, of this rivalry you keep talking to us about.
Yeah, you throw out the records, and I tell you what, it's hard-nosed, that's for sure.
Gearhart under center. 1st and 10, takes the snap, hands off to Willis Dennis, and he's met by several Blue Jays who bring him down. Trey McGowan was one of them on the tackle. Big time tackle by Trey.
So 2nd and 8 here for the Warriors.
It's just been that kind of game here. I figured we'd had a score by now coming up on 6 minutes to go in the first half, Chris. We were talking pregame before we went on the air. We thought we'd see some scores by now.
Well, give this Winamac Warrior defense credit. They forced 2 turnovers, and North Judson hasn't been able to get out of their own way, and we're going to have a timeout here in Winamac as the play clock was winding down.
So is that their 2nd timeout this first half?
I believe so.
Yeah, so that is their 2nd of 3 here in the first half. They want to talk things over. I like the way Winamac is approaching this game, Chris. They're not taking anything for granted. They're taking the timeout when they need. They're calling the play what they see. They're making sure each movement that they have is thought out, almost very, very similar to the way this officiating crew is handling tonight.
Yeah, very methodical and going about their business. And tell you what, they came over here and like Coach Lambert said in the pregame, hey, ain't no better way to get the ship righted than to knock off your rival North Judson.
We thank Farm Fertilizer for sponsoring tonight's broadcast. Call them at 574-867-2441. That's Farm Fertilizer, helping to move the bar on yield and crop investment returns. Hey, Mark's Body Shop in Knox is proud to be part of the broadcast this evening. If you ever need collision repair, contact Mark at 574-772-7003. Hey, Mark told me they are hiring. Get your applications ready and turned in for consideration at Mark's Body Shop in Knox. 2nd and 8. Ball on the Blue Jays' 33-yard line. Max Gearhart under center. Sets his man in motion, and a couple guys moved early, and flags fly.
So illegal procedure there on the Warriors. Back them up 5. So 2nd and 8 becomes 2nd and 13.
Score update from Knox, Chris, 22-0 over John Glenn. Text from Greg Eastock says, "We showed up tonight, buddy." Second and 13 now for the Warriors after the penalty. From shotgun, Max Gearhart steps back, look to throw, and out of the hands of number 28 of the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. He almost had an interception. That was Julian White, the freshman out there, Chris.
No, that's number 20. That's Noah Radke.
Oh, 20. Thank you. Noah Radke, the senior, on the far side of the field. That's why we have you down there. So this brings up 3rd and 13 for the Warriors. They haven't been afraid of 3rd down yet tonight. The Blue Jays are looking for a stop here, and they need it bad. Max Gearhart under center. Coming up on 6 minutes to go in the first half. Takes the snap, hands off, and met by a Blue Jay immediately. That's number 66 for the Blue Jays, Hunter Redland, the senior.
Yeah, loss of a couple yards there for Winamac. It looks like they may punt here, try to pin North Judson deep.
Yeah, like you said, they've been able to rely on their defense up to this point. So if you're able to pin the Blue Jays deep in their own territory, that just gives the defense that much more room to work with, as it looks like this is Cash Roth out there to do the punting duties. He takes the snap. Here comes the punt. Clean away. Deep right corner, far sideline. Let's see if they can track it down before it gets to the end zone. And they are.
Oh, no, he's calling a touchback.
Is he?
Yes, he is.
So it is a touchback. The Warriors tried so hard to stop that ball right at the 1 yard line. Pretty well-placed kick, if you ask me, Chris.
Oh, yeah, that was a well-executed punt there by Cash Roth. But, again, weren't able to control it before it got to the end zone.
So breaking the huddle as the Blue Jays take over on their own 20-yard line. It's 1st and 10. 5 minutes to go here in the first half. It's scoreless. McDaniel takes the snap, hands off, and 3-4 Warriors. That D-line is looking good for Winamac tonight. Trey McGowan on the carry. He didn't get much. He actually lost a yard.
Lost a two. Yeah, lost a two.
So that brings up 2nd and 11. Ball on their own 20-yard line. As this is shaping up to be a hard-fought battle here tonight at Liberty Field in North Judson, Indiana. Takes the snap, hands off to Brock Benson up the middle, and he's met again by 2 Warriors. The Blue Jays are not getting much going in the run game. They've had a few plays break away, but the Warriors have been able to reset and stop them. This is the kind of game you were talking about in week 2. You like these knockdown, drag-out type of games, don't you, Chris?
Yeah, I like the heavyweight fights.
This is what we're seeing tonight here as it's 3rd and 11. Ball on their own 19-yard line. McDaniel from shotgun. Brock Benson behind him. Takes the snap. Looks to throw deep down the right sideline. He's wide open, and it's overthrown. His intended target was number 20. The big ball all the way to Noah Radke, but it just overthrew. Man, if they'd have come up with that one, Chris, that'd have been a big-time play.
And North Judson here going to line up the punt.
And Josiah McDaniel does the punting duties, and we've seen where they can have a trick play in their book. So we'll see if the Warriors are prepared for that. As McDaniel takes the snap, and he is going to punt it away. Oh, almost blocked. It's going to bounce around and stop at the 44-yard line in Blue Jay territory, and that's where the Warriors will take over with 3:47 to go here in the first half.
I tell you what, in the battle of field position, Winamac has dominated. They have lived in North Judson's end of the field.
Just a back and forth affair. This first half has kind of gone pretty quick if you think about it, Chris.
It's gone real quick. I tell you what, 3:47 left to go in the second quarter, and we are still scoreless here at Liberty Field.
Yeah, we're an hour 17 into this broadcast. That's including the half-hour pregame, so that's how fast this first half has gone. As here's Max Gearhart for the Winamac Warriors. Ball on the Blue Jays' 44-yard line. 1st and 10. That's where they take over. Gearhart sets Talon Garner in motion, and then the flag didn't fly. He just dropped the flag on the field, and now the head official is about to let us know. Well, now they're having a conference about it.
Are you picking up the flag?
I'm not sure.
Prior to the snap, substitution infraction on the offense, 12 men on the field, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Too many men on the field. Well, and that's, tonight the Warriors haven't had too many of those happen. They've had a couple of penalties. I think that was maybe their third in this first half off the top of my head that I can remember.
Josiah McDaniel in that first quarter got the interception for North Judson, and I think maybe to get this team going, somebody on defense here is going to have to make a play, a pick six or a scoop and score on a fumble. So this defense is going to have to step it up for North Judson.
First and 15, Gearhart under center, takes the snap, hands off to Talon Garner, and he's met by 3 Blue Jays. They actually pick him up off the ground. He never hit the field. They just picked him up off the ground, Chris. So now we hear more whistles. We'll see what the timeout. So North Judson takes their second timeout of this first half. As it's just been a surprising night to see the Warriors come out like this and play so much better, more attentiveness than we saw in Week 1 against the Knox Redskins. But then also surprising on the other end, hey, we saw these North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays put up a battle against those good Knox Redskins. You might be right, Chris. They're just a little worn down today, and I bet that halftime speech is going to be electric from Brett Lambert.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be a part of that. I know that for sure. Coach Lambert can be very intense at times, and so it'd be interesting to see. I'm going to try to get a word with him going into halftime and get a word with Coach Burgess coming out of halftime. So we'll see what the mood and what the tone is going into halftime.
A big time shout out to my good friend Matt Ketchum, who was with us last week, Chris. He's at the War on 44 matchup between the Rushville Lions and the Connorsville Spartans. The Rushville Lions lead 22-7. Back in our game, it's 2nd and 15. Ball on the Blue Jays' 49-yard line. Max Gearhart sets his man in motion, takes the snap. It's a counter. Oh, man, what a big-time run. I believe that was number 15 for the Winamac Warriors, Addison Allen.
So third and a pickup of about 10 there on second down. So 3rd and 5 for the Warriors.
Big time run there by Addison Allen. They've got some athletes on this team, and they're trying to get the ball in their hands. There's been some really good plays tonight from the Winamac Warriors. Good play calling as here's Max Gearhart under center. Talon Garner behind him in the backfield. Takes the snap. It's a QB sneak up the middle. He's going to get maybe 2 yards, maybe 3 on the carry before he's brought down. It's just a game of pinball.
Picks up a couple. Cozy car there to stop him again. It'll be 4th and 3.
So it'll be fourth down with 3 yards to go. As it looks like there's another timeout on the. Who called the timeout?
I believe North Judson called the timeout.
So Chris,
wanting to get a stop here and try to save as much time on the clock as they can right before halftime.
So the Blue Jays burn through their third timeout here in the first half. It's 0-0 with 2:40 to go here in the first half.
It's a big fourth down, man. Let's get that defense going.
So let's see. You hear Blue Jay Nation in the background making noise, trying to cheer their Blue Jays on. It's 4th and 3rd. Here we go. Cash Roth is going to punt this one away. Trey McGowan in the backfield, hoping to return this one. Roth takes the snap. Here come the Blue Jays. He gets the punt up and away, and here comes Trey McGowan. Crosses the 15, now cuts over to the 20 before he's brought down about the 21-yard line. A nice job by Trey McGowan to kind of get it out of that deep portion of the field.
Well, the scoreboard's showing that both teams still have one timeout remaining, so I don't know how accurate that is. But 2:34 on the clock here left in the second quarter with North Judson having the ball, and the score is 0-0.
First and 10 for the Blue Jays. Josiah McDaniel under center. Sets Trey McGowan in motion. Tosses out the Trey. Here he comes, trying to get around the corner. He's met by a Winamac Warrior. Number 15 first got to him, Addison Allen, and then it took a second Warrior to bring him down. And the Warriors have a little juice right now. You see Jaden Jones waving his arms in the air to the Warrior Nation, letting them know, we need you guys. As that brings 2nd and 10. 2nd and 12. 2 minutes to go in the first half. McDaniel takes the snap, looking to throw, rolls out to his right, cuts in. Now he's going to tuck and run up to about the 25 and brought down at the 26, 27-yard line. Big-time tackle by number 70 of the Winamac Warriors, Wyatt Wheeler.
So 3rd down and 5 here for North Judson.
So Winamac's going to burn their 3rd timeout. So both teams, from what Chris and I can surmise, have used all 3 of their timeouts.
Again here for Winamac, that timeout. They were a little helter-skelter there on the back end of their defense, so probably a pretty good timeout here for Winamac to make sure everybody's on the same page.
So both teams talking things over throughout this first half. I don't think it's a lack of scoring here, Chris. I think it's just both teams' defenses are here to play, and the offenses are having a hard time getting things going.
Yeah, yards are hard to come by, that's for sure.
So here we are out of the timeout. This is Josiah McDaniel. He's going to take it under center. He's got Brock Benson behind him in the backfield. McDaniel, you hear Blue Jay Nation in the background. Takes the snap, hands off to Cole Wilcox. That's not Brock Benson. That's Wilcox as he fights his way forward. And it's going to be enough for the first down. They move the chains.
Yeah, so the clock stops. Well, it should have stopped until the chains got set, but
I missed the play there, Chris.
Yeah, Josiah McDaniel there just dropped back and tried to hit Trey McGowan on an out route there, and Again, against cover 2, not a very good route to run. The corner's just sitting right there and did a good job of laying the hit on Trey McGowan, who gets up kind of slow after that hit.
So that brings up 2nd and 10. The clock stopped at 1:15 to go here in the first half. It's 0-0. The Winamac Warriors taking on their rival, the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays, here at Liberty Field. It's a toss out to Cole Wilcox. Up the sideline, a flag flies, and he's brought out about the 45-yard line. We'll see what the call is.
Looks like it's going to be a hold against North Judson. They got Noah Radke there with his hands around the defensive back.
We have a score update from the South Central Satellites matchup with Hammond Knoll. They are up right now, Chris, 16-14, 4 minutes left in the first quarter. So the Satellites looking good early here.
Wow, 16-14, still 4 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's dragging on. Of course, you said they're playing, where'd you say they're having that game held?
At Whiting High School.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, Bishop Knoll is they're playing all their home games at different places because they are building a new stadium and a new athletic complex there at Hammond Bishop Knoll.
Still awaiting the officials to So they call holding there on the Blue Jays. So now McDaniel is under center. Brock Benson behind him in the backfield. Sets Cole Wilcox in motion. Tosses out to Wilcox. He's fighting his way over to the left side. Breaks a tackle before he's finally brought down at the 34-yard line. So a nice run there by Cole Wilcox to get some of those yards back. As the clock continues to roll, 45 seconds to go in the first half. No one has scored tonight, believe it or not. Josiah McDaniel takes the snap, fakes the toss out to Wilcox. He's going to have to get rid of it. He throws to his intended target. I believe that was Brock Benson, and getting a hand in there, and he loved it. That is number 18 for the Winamac Warriors. Aiden Schooler just got his hand in there in time.
So now North Judson facing a 4th and 10 here.
Yeah, do they go for it here or do they punt is the question. And it's hard to tell when you've got Josiah McDaniel doing both the punting duties and the quarterback duties. You never know what could come. As the Warriors aren't even putting someone deep to return. The punt is up away, and it's going to bounce in Winamac Warrior territory all the way down to about the 28-yard line. And trying to wave some air on the ball is number 20 of the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays, Noah Radke. He ran up to the ball where it spotted and tried to wave the air around the ball to get an extra inch. So that's where the Warriors will take over with 25.7 seconds to go here in the first half. 0-0, folks. The North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays and the Winamac Warriors rivalry is showing true right now. Mitch Columbia along with sports analyst Chris McGowan down on the sidelines. We're so glad you've joined us here on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. Max Gearhart under center, Talon Garner in the backfield. And he's going to kneel and let this clock go ahead and run out. That's the kind of game it's been tonight, folks. 0-0. The Winamac Warriors and the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays are in for a battle. We'll see if head coach Brett Lambert wants to talk with Chris McGowan on the sidelines. Yeah, let's go ahead and send it down to Chris McGowan with head coach Brett Lambert.
All right, Coach, typical North Judson-Winamac rivalry. What's going to be the message at halftime?
Well, I'd like to see if we're going to show up. Because I haven't seen it yet. I've seen Winamac. I've seen a heck of an effort out of them, which I knew they would bring, but we haven't matched it. They switched up some things on defense, but it's nothing we haven't seen before. But we're acting like it's just like we're trying to learn a foreign language out there, and we're not comprehending what's going on. So it's our job to make sure these guys get it, and that's what we're going to do at halftime, make sure they get it, understand it.
All right, good luck second half, Coach.
All right, that's Chris McGowan down on the sidelines with head coach Brett Lambert of the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. It's the end of the first half, 0-0 between the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays and the Winamac Warriors. We're going to take a break and come back for the Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning halftime show. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Howard's Marathon in Winamac has a reputation built on getting things done right. With 30 years experience as an ASE Master Auto Technician, Dean Wentz is the right choice for the auto repairs or service. From auto computer diagnostic checks to new batteries and tires, they can take care of it all. Howard's Marathon is a proud supporter of area high school sports and wishes all teams a great season. Howard's Marathon, 121 South Monticello Street in Winamac. Call 574-946-6894.
BP gasoline with Invigorate helps clean your engine and can give you more miles per tank. Continuous use may result in the following pleasant side effects: excessive smiling, feeling more relaxed, taking more drives just because, volunteering for carpool twice in a row, and bragging to your friends about how you use our best fuel ever. To find out if BP gasoline with Invigorate is right for you, stop by your local station to discover our best fuel ever. Versus minimum detergent gas. Average restored 3 to 5 miles per tank, based on fleet testing and based on what you drive and how you drive.
High school sports brought to you by Zingo Express.
The Stark County Co-op has been a member-owned farm services co-op in Stark County since 1928. That's over 90 years, and they're still providing the same quality agronomy services to the farming community of Stark and surrounding counties. The Stark County Co-op is an LP and fuel provider. The Stark County Co-op purchases grain at both locations, Hamlet and Browns. You can reach them by phone at 1-800-782-3392, the Stark County Co-op.
Welcome to the Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning halftime show on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. Here's Mitch Columbi.
Hey, thanks, John. It's 0-0 here in the halftime. Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning is helping continue the wonderful tradition here on KVB's WKVI. If you are uncomfortable in your home, give third-generation owner Brian Hammond a call at 574-936-4660, serving the local area since 1936. 0-0 here at Liberty Field. Shocking. That's the word I have. What's the word you have, Chris?
Well, hold on. Let me get my mic. I was talking to Tony Stasiak.
Sorry, Chris. I didn't mean to catch you off guard there, buddy. My apologies.
That's all right. I dropped the phone. I want to make sure it's still working.
But I said...
to quote Harold Welter, unbelievable, really. I tell you what, Winamac's come out and played enthusiastically here in that first half and has given North Judson fits offensively.
Yeah, it's just been a tit-for-tat type of game, both of them going back and forth there. As we have a special guest up here, Chris, our old friend, head coach of the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays boys basketball team, Kent Cheesem. Good evening, Coach. How are you?
Great, thanks.
Well, we're glad you stopped by and said hello. What are you doing up here in the press box? Are they prepping you for some new job?
No, this is a place I kind of like to watch the game. It's probably the best seat in the house, and I can see everything. So.
Absolutely. Well, I've got to ask, you're probably already preparing for this season. What are you working towards? What are we expecting to see out of the Blue Jays this season?
Well, we're going to have a lot of new faces this year.
Yeah.
We lost a great senior class, but we had a good summer. And we've got some kids who aren't in a fall sport that are working pretty hard right now, and got a lot of guys that are out there on that football field that we're hoping to get on the court too. So it'll be an exciting year. We'll be different. We'll be a little bigger, a little stronger, and hopefully we can put a good product out there.
Well, the last time I think we had talked, it might have been that sectional championship win right before the Saturday Sports Line, of course, towards the end of the season. But what a fantastic season. I know it probably didn't go the way you had hoped to, but I mean your Blue Jays were just so much fun to watch, and they played so valiantly against the Kings that day in the regional game, of course. Yeah. I mean, just really, you guys, it just looks like watching a Kent Cheesem team is the way to go.
Well, y'all appreciate that. But, we did. We played pretty well in that first half of that game and led by 8. But Lewis Cass was a really nice club. They went on to win the next day against the number 1 ranked team in the state and had a chance to win that night against Blackhawk Christian, who ended up winning the state championship. So we didn't get beat by a slouch. We had a great year. Everybody wants to win that last game, but only one team in your class gets to do that. So it was a great season, and it's been a lot of fun the last couple of years with that group. But now it's kind of time to move on and see what we have.
Absolutely. Well, and, you bring up an interesting point. You talk about rankings and how Lewis Cass was able to go on and beat a number 1 ranked team. I think it just goes to show rankings really mean nothing.
No.
And when people talk about, the Knox Redskins, why isn't the football Knox Redskins team in the top 10? I say that's a good thing. They don't want to be looked at.
Yeah, they're kind of flying under the radar, kind of like we were last year on the basketball court. I felt like we were one of the top 10 teams in our class. But, we're up here in an area, it's without WKVI, I'm not sure we get a whole lot of coverage. So we appreciate that. But I just think we're kind of in a dead area for media a little bit in other areas. And people don't know about some of our teams. But we have got a lot of quality athletes in this area and the HNAC in general. And there's been a lot of success in this conference.
Oh, absolutely. And then you talk about the conference shakeup next year. A lot of things we're looking forward to. Of course, the Blue Jays will stay in the Hoosier North Athletic Conference. Do you like the HNAC, Coach?
Yeah, I love the HNAC. It's been good. We've been in it ever since I've been here. And, I always get the question, what do you think about people leaving? Well, I want people to do what's best for them. And if Knox and LaVille think it's best for them to move on, and I think that's fine. We still have rivalries with them. Our football team's going to play both of those teams next year. We'll always continue to play them in basketball, so it doesn't really matter about the conference affiliation. But I think we have some nice teams coming in, fit with us size-wise, enrollment-wise, and maybe has some other sports to offer as well. So it should be good for us.
Well, hey, Chris, you got a question for head coach Cheesem here?
No, I'm shocked up there. He's up there because it's a lot warmer, probably.
That's true. I started coming up here late last year when it got really cold. You caught me. You called me out on it. You're right.
Sorry, Coach.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you coming and talking with us. We're going to be talking with you a lot coming up here this season. I'm really excited to see what the Blue Jays look like. Like you said, a lot of new faces. And, basketball is my sport. As much as the football listeners probably hate hearing that, I'm a basketball guy through and through. And, I'll be honest with you, I'd have loved to play for you, Coach.
Well, I'm glad you hear that. But
would you whip me into shape?
Oh, I think so. I'm looking at your frame. We could have probably used you. We probably could have found a spot for you.
You probably put me down on the block, wouldn't you?
Probably.
Oh, come on, Coach. I can shoot, Coach. Well, Coach, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much. Head Coach Kent Cheesem of the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays stopping by to say hello, as they're going to have a heck of a ball club you guys are going to want to come out and see this winter. Hey, it's a short few weeks away, guys, as it is Hometown Heroes Night. We see a lot of the fire department, the police department. Also, we're removing our caps. Excuse me. Having a moment of silence here. I wasn't prepared for that. Excuse me.
Thank you. Hometown Heroes, please know that we truly appreciate the sacrifice.
But yeah, Hometown Heroes Night tonight as everybody's here in full force. This is the Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning halftime show, and you are listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Since 1936, Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning have always taken pride in doing the job right. Third-generation owner Brian Hammond and his family have always set the standard when it comes to taking care of all your heating and cooling needs. Making your home a comfortable home is the absolute top priority. If you are uncomfortable in your home, give them a call at 574-936-4660. Follow them on Facebook. Let Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning help you take control of your comfort.
The key to high-yielding crops is accurate and dependable soil testing. This is Andy Awald of Farm Fertilizers and Seeds. Having the right information to make the most profitable fertility decisions is what Image Services from Farm Fertilizers and Seeds is all about. We combine cutting-edge technology and computerized record-keeping with a common-sense approach to soil sampling and fertilizer recommendations. Whether it be by management zone for field-level applications or grid-based for variable rate applications, count on Image Services by Farm Fertilizers and Seeds for your soil service needs this fall.
It's hard to believe, but time sure does fly by. Collins Insurance Agency in downtown Knox are celebrating over 30 years of taking care of all of your insurance needs in our communities.
If I could turn back time.
And we're not going anywhere. Stop in and see Jim and the crew at Collins Insurance Agency in downtown Knox. Insurance you can count on from a business you've trusted since 1989. Proud presidential partners of Western Reserve.
Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Culver's Portside Marina. They can make sure your boat is ready for the winter. If you need help storing or winterizing your watercraft, contact Culver's Portside Marina at 574-842-5000. Hey, we appreciate them and their support toward helping continue the tradition. Tonight's game is also brought to you in part by Todd and Josh Lawrence of Lawrence Farms. We thank Todd and Josh Lawrence for supporting local high school sports. Halftime here at Liberty Field in North Judson, Indiana. Mitch Columbia along with sports analyst Chris McGowan down on the field. Coming up on 4.5 minutes to go here in the Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning halftime show. We have a score update. It's halftime at Community Field in Knox, Indiana, as the Knox Redskins lead John Glenn 30-8. Big time shout out to Greg Eastock for sending me that update. Also, the West Central Trojans, the other undefeated team in our area, leads North Newton 54-6. We're going to take a break and come back after this.
This is Brett Lambert, head coach of the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. Stay tuned for more Blue Jay football on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Culver's Portside Marina handles all water and recreational needs. When it comes to pontoons, Godfrey leads the industry in performance and quality, and Portside Marina has them in stock. From Sanpan, Aqua Patio, Sweetwater, and Monaco pontoons, if you're looking for a family boat, Culver's Portside Marina can help. Wanting something more sporty? Yamaha Wave Runners and Kawasaki jet skis are on the showroom floor waiting. Located at 514 West Mill Street in Culver. Stop in or call them at 574-842-5000. Culver's Portside Marina.
Collins Insurance is part of the broadcast, taking care of all your insurance needs. Jim Collins told me to tell you, call him anytime at 574-772-6844. That's Collins Insurance, supporting local high school sports. We also thank the Starr County Co-op, your local agricultural cooperative that offers an array of service and support, including grain, agronomy, seed, fuel, and LP Petroleum. Call 574-867-2411 to contact the Starr County Co-op. Finally, today's broadcast is brought to you in part by 5 Star. We thank them for supporting local high school sports and remind you to shop local. That's 5 Star. Where's it at, Chris?
In the Knox Mall.
In the Knox Mall. Mitch Columbia along with sports analyst Chris McGowan ticking down as this is the Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning halftime show. We appreciate you joining us. 0-0 as the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays and the Winamac Warriors are really battling it out tonight, Chris. Let's talk it over again. I mean, I'm interested to hear what Josh Burgess has got to say after this. I mean, seriously, that's the kind of half you want to have against the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays, I'd assume.
Oh, most definitely. I think if you would have told him before the game that it was going to be 0-0 at halftime, I think he says, I take that. Now you've given yourself, you've given yourself 24 minutes here of good football to pull off an upset. And again, I said it in the pregame, if you're North Judson, you cannot let this Winamac team hang around, and that's exactly what they've done. And so now they're going to be in a dogfight the rest of the night.
Something that I think that they did really well of was ball control in that first half. I'd assume they come out and do the same thing here in the second half.
Yeah, Winamac definitely. They get the ball to start the second half. North Judson won the toss and elected to receive. So, again, Winamac's going to get the ball here to start the second half. Let's see if they can convert, get those third manageables, and keep moving the chains.
That's something I forgot about. They do get the ball to start the second half. Maybe you should have rephrased that. You're going to tell Josh Burgess before the game you're going to be tied 0. It'll be scoreless at halftime, and you get the ball to start the third quarter. He definitely would take that in a heartbeat.
Yes, he would. And Winamac here, their kids are fired up. They did not go all the way back to the locker room because it's a long trek back to the high school from Liberty Field. So they were over there in the darkness of the practice facility of North Judson, and all of a sudden you just hear a loud cheer coming from the Winamac Warriors. So they are getting ready to come back out onto the field, and I'll try to catch a word with Josh Burgess.
Yeah, we'll stand by for that as the clock continues to tick here in the Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning halftime show. If you are uncomfortable in your home, like I said, give third-generation owner Brian Hammond a call at 574-936-4660, serving the local area since 1936. Here comes head coach Josh Burgess. He's talking with the head official in the white cap right now, getting some clarification on things. He's got a little swagger on him as well this evening. He's feeling pretty confident as it looks like Chris is trying to mosey his way over to Josh. And we're going to send it down to Chris McGowan down on the sidelines with head coach Josh Burgess of the Winamac Warriors.
They're still talking about a marking of a penalty here in that first half. Gee whiz, Coach. 0-0 at halftime. You get the ball to start the second half, and you're still working the officials. I love it.
Well, they were right in it. Kids have come out and played really well, but I told them coming out, we didn't come up here to play 12 minutes well or 24. We got to play the full 48. So, our kids are ready to go, especially defensively. We just got to continue with that momentum. And our kids haven't been in this position yet this year, so I'm interested to see how they come out at halftime and how they respond to it. So I know Judson will be ready coming out of the half. We need to match that, and we'll see what happens here in 24 minutes.
All right, Coach, it's a heck of a first half. Congratulations, and go get one.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah.
All right, that's Chris McGowan down on the sidelines with head coach Josh Burgess. That was a fun one, Chris. I liked hearing his reaction. You asked good questions down there on the sideline, buddy.
Well, I appreciate that. This math teacher knows a little bit.
You know a little bit more than a little bit. Well, we couldn't just throw anybody down there on the sideline. You got to know something.
Hey, I did take 4 years of journalism in high school.
I remember you telling me that. Hey, it's working. It's working. So we're set to go here in the second half. Mitch Columbia along with sports analyst Chris McGowan. We talked with head coach Brett Lambert of the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. We also talked with head coach Josh Burgess of the Winamac Warriors. We're doing it all, baby, and we are continuing the tradition here on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. We see down to the Blue Jays sideline. It looks like head coach Brett Lambert and Brock Benson are having a few words. Him and Cole Wilcox are all kind of huddled around talking with each other, dissecting of what he wants to see out of Brock Benson here in this second half. Brock Benson, the guy that you can lean on. Literally, you can lean on Brock Benson. That's not going to bother him. He's going to keep trucking himself forward. I'm very interested to see the energy from the Blue Jays here in the second half, as well as the Winamac Warriors. Hey, their defense showed up in the first half. Can they continue? Can they come out and do exactly what they just did in the first half and shut out the Blue Jays in the second half? I don't know. It's going to be a tough one. We'll see what happens. As we are about to be set, the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays will be kicking to the Winamac Warriors. And doing the kicking duties for the Blue Jays. Let's see, who will do the kicking? Let's see. We'll see who they trot out there.
I think it's going to be Connor Benson.
Connor Benson. And deep to return. What a great song. You hear this song, Chris?
Oh, John Cena.
Yeah, man, Gary Baxter, we got to shout him out again. This guy has got the playlist down. If anyone else is listening in the area, this is an entertainment atmosphere. We were talking about it before we went on the air with Gary. We're here to entertain you. We're here to entertain you at the field. We're here to entertain you on the air. That's our job. We want you to enjoy yourselves here on this Friday night. We're enjoying ourselves. Don't mind us. Man, I am juiced up now. If I'm on the field and if I'm the Blue Jays hearing this at my home field, I'm ready to go. Deep to return for the Winamac Warriors is number 24, Jaden Jones, and number 18, Aiden Schooler. Connor Benson to do the kicking. We are set and ready for the second half. Here we go. From the left hash. Kick is up away. It bounces at the 26. Picked up by, that is Jaden Jones, a nice cut. He's still on his feet at the 42-yard line, 43, 44 before he's finally brought down. Jaden Jones with a heck of a return, Chris.
Yeah, did a good job after initial contact of spinning out of that and picking up about another 10 yards after initial contact. So great starting field position for the Warriors here to start this second half.
So the Warriors will start with the ball on their own 44-yard line, 1st and 10. Both teams reset the timeouts. They get all 3 here in the second half as well. Fresh everything, 0-0. It's like we start all over again here in the third quarter. More on the line, though. Max Gerhardt under center. He's going to take the snap. Oh, he dropped the snap, picks it back up, and he's going to just get tackled immediately. Nice job by just hugging that football and not letting anything go loose. He just had to take a loss there, Chris.
Yeah, you'd almost like to see him just fall on it
and
maybe just lose 1 or 2 instead of losing 5. But again, still trying to having the wherewithal to secure the football and try to make a positive play out of it. But again, not the way you wanted to start if you're Winamac here on the first snap of the second half.
2nd and 15 for the Warriors. Ball on their own 39-yard line. Max Gerhardt under center. Talon Garner in the backfield all alone. Now he sets Garner in motion. Steps back, looks to throw, fires immediately. That's Willis Dennis. He's going to throw, and it was almost caught and dropped. I think that was actually Cash Roth on the throw, and we remember Cash Roth was the Warriors quarterback last year. That wasn't Willis Dennis, That was Cash Roth, and he can throw the rock too.
Oh, yeah, he's got an arm, and I don't know what the penalty was here, so.
Yeah, we'll await the official word as a flag is on the field. We have a score update at halftime between North Newton and West Central. West Central is in the lead, 62-6. Boy, they are looking good this year, Chris.
Yeah, North Newton, a program that has struggled here the last couple of years, and tell you what, not a good time to run into that very potent offense of West Central.
Well, we've talked about the West Central Trojans several times throughout this season. We're going to get to see them twice. We're going to see them against the Winamac Warriors for the cross-county battle of Pulaski County, and then we're also going to see them in Week 9 against North White. You know, the West Central Trojans are that team. They're fun to watch. They wait to see what the defense is giving them. Then they all look to the sideline to Mark Hall, the head coach. He yells the play out. They all look at their wristband play, and that's how they go about their business. It's looking good right now for the Trojans of West Central. Back in our game, though, it's 2nd and 23 for the Winamac Warriors. Ball on their own 39-yard line. The Blue Jays coming out with a little bit more intensity here on the defensive end. It's still scoreless, 0-0 here in the third quarter. This is the first scoreless ball game we've had all season going into the second half, Chris.
5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Loss it down.
Illegal forward pass there. So 5 yards from the spot and a loss of down.
It must have not been far enough back behind the line of scrimmage when Cash Roth caught it, would you assume?
Well, you have to. The first pass has to be backwards.
Right. So Max Gerhardt under center, 3rd and eternity here. Ball on their own 30. Takes the snap, tosses out. This is Jaden Jones cutting across. Gets met by 3 Blue Jays. Number 20, Noah Radke on the tackle, the senior. No gain on the play, and that brings up 4th down. And we assume the Winamac Warriors will punt here, and Josiah McDaniel deep to return. Is this the moment the Blue Jays get points on the board here, Chris?
Well, I know that's exactly what they needed defensively to start this second half.
And now we've got whistles on the near sideline here in front of the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. Like we talked about, this officiating crew wants to make sure they're getting every call, every down correct. They want to talk things over. They don't want to mess up. They don't want to look back at film. Hey, they look at film too. They judge themselves. They don't want to mess up. So here we go. On fourth down, Cash Roth set to punt. The snap, the hold, the punt is up, away, clean, and it's going to be returned by Josiah McDaniel from the 41-yard line. Cuts a couple of Winamac Warriors, crosses the 50 before he's tackled at the 46-yard line. A nice little return by Josiah McDaniel.
And North Judson might have their best starting field position of the night.
Yeah, you're right, now that you say that. But really, in that first half, they weren't able to get much going. They had a few breakaway plays where they were able to get big-time yardage, but they just weren't able to get points on the board, and that is so rare for a North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay football team. As here's under center, Josiah McDaniel sets Trey McGowan in motion, hands off to Brock Benson up the right side, and he's met by a Winamac Warrior who brings him down easily. That's hard to do against Brock Benson. That's number 66 of the Winamac Warriors, Max Keller, the senior.
Yeah, no gain there for North Judson, and again, this interior, this front four, actually front five, Winamac going to a five-man front, 3 down linemen, 2 stand-up ends, brought their outside linebackers up, and they are dominating the line of scrimmage right now.
2nd and 10, ball on the Warriors 46. McDaniel takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to take it himself. Round the corner, Met breaks a tackle, and then finally brought down about the 45-yard line. The Warriors are scrambling to the ball quite well tonight.
Yeah, again, I don't know if that was a read, supposed to be a read right there, but Brock Benson come through the hole untouched, and Josiah McDaniel there decided to keep it. I don't know if he's supposed to read that or not, if it's a design quarterback sweep. But again, if it's supposed to be read, Brock Benson is still running if he hands the ball off.
Under 9 minutes to go here in the third quarter. We're scoreless, 0-0 in this rivalry matchup. Josiah McDaniel takes the snap, and Brock Benson found the hole, but he got tripped up at the last second. Number 72 got his hand in there to trip him up. Nice job by Lucas Perez, the freshman.
Yeah, and Jaden Jones there, not afraid to stick his head in there. Brock Benson had to jump over the pile there, and Perez and Jones doing a good job of taking his legs out from under him. So 4th and 4 here for North Judson. Look for a hard count maybe.
4 yards to go for the Blue Jays. They didn't have problems getting short yardage gains last week against the Knox Redskins. Here we go. McDaniel under center, I formation, takes the snap, hands off to Cole Wilcox, who's met immediately by a Winamac Warrior. They're going to be short, as it'll be a turnover on downs for the Winamac Warriors. This game's getting serious here, Chris.
And again, the longer you let this Winamac Warrior team hang around, the tougher it's going to be.
Yeah. And the Warriors are tasting it. You can tell they can taste a little bit of it here. They're going to trot up to the line. This is the second time they've had the ball in this third quarter. Both teams' defenses have done a good job. Here's Max Gearhart under center. He's got Talon Garner in the backfield, also Maddox Buzinski. He's going to take the snap. Hands off, Talon Garner, met by a Blue Jay. That's Cole Wilcox on the tackle. He liked that one. They didn't gain anything on that one.
Yeah, right now, again, I go back to it. This North Judson defense is going to have to come up with a huge turnover to try to light a fire.
We have a score update from Culver. 50-6, the Triton Trojans lead the Culver Cavaliers. You know, I just realized Triton's in Marshall County as well, Chris. That's a cross-county battle going on there in Culver.
Yeah, it is, and like I said, homecoming for the Cavaliers.
2nd and 12 for the Warriors. Gearhart takes the snap, steps back to throw, fires immediately over to the left side, and a flag flies. The far sideline of the Warriors wanted it early. The intended target was number 7, Jace Bentel. We'll see what they call. Boy, I don't know. They both were kind of touching each other. It almost could have gone either way from my angle, Chris.
Right. Yeah, from my angle, it looked like it could have gone either way. And they're going to call on the defense.
My goodness. Oh, well, and like you said, it's a 15-yard penalty for that. So the Warriors get a 1st and 10, 15-yard penalty. They're going to move forward. This places the ball. They don't know where they're placing it either.
Well, it's going to be 15 yards from the original spot.
Yeah, the chain gang went all the way over to the Blue Jays side of the field. Getting a little overzealous there. So here, we'll see where the ball is spotted here. It looks like it's going to be right on near the 40-yard line here. Maybe the 37, 38. No, excuse me. Now they're counting the 15 yards. And this is what we talked about last week, Chris. What if you have a bigger walk stride than the next guy? How do you know you're walking exactly 15 yards?
Well, usually there's a guy on the sideline, too, that's walking it over there by the chain, so you kind of have – and having the yard markers having the yards marked off on the field helps.
So 1st and 10 in Blue Jay territory, the Warriors. And now we see head coach Brett Lambert pointing in the backfield. I'm not sure what he sees, but he got the official to blow the whistle, and now they're having another conference. I like calling it a conference. It's not just a chat. These guys have a legit conference. They sit at the table and they hash things out. So they are going to have a long discussion here of what exactly. Now here comes the head official over to the near sideline to talk to head coach Brett Lambert. Brett keeps pointing in the backfield. I'm not sure what he's saying. You see the white cap nodding along, though. He's explaining it. It's kind of like you were talking with head coach Josh Burgess there, Chris. Both of them are kind of letting the official, trying to get in the official's ear.
Well, again, trying to get an explanation on how they marked off the 15 yards.
Yeah.
Well, it should have been from the original line of scrimmage, 15 yards.
So now, 1st and 10, ball on the 47. Let's see if we can get this one off. Max Gearhart under center, takes the snap, hands off. This is Maddox Buzinski up the left side. He's got some room, maybe 5-6 yards. A nice little run there by Maddox. You know, and this is what we were kind of asking, Chris, in week one. We knew that the Warriors had some athletes. We were just surprised they came out so flat. Again, it was the jitters, week one jitters. But, you know, we talked about this. The Winamac Warriors have some athletes on this team, and it's showing true tonight.
Yeah, they came in. They're not intimidated. They believe in themselves, and I tell you what, it's coming to fruition right here at Liberty Field.
Under center, Gearhart takes the snap, steps back looking to throw. Now he rolls out to his right. He's going to have to tuck and run. Pulls up to about the 36, 37-yard line, inching closer to that first down. It may be 3rd and short here. Coming up on 6:15 to go in the third quarter. It's still scoreless, 0-0. The Winamac Warriors and the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. This is going down. Wow.
And they're going to give them the first down on that scramble there, so 1st and 10 for the Warriors.
Just enough. Very well placed ball as it's spotted now at the 37-yard line. 1st and 10. That clock continues to tick here in the third as Max Gearhart gets the call from the far sideline. Head coach Josh Burgess. Or Brandon Burgess, I should say. He calls the offense, so I've been told. As here's under center, Max Gearhart, but whistles, and a flag is in the backfield.
Delay a game.
Just taking a little too much time. We were talking about that.
Delay of game on the offense. 5 yards.
And that's what we were talking about. These Warriors are taking their time. They're being very methodical, as Chris said earlier. Maybe a little too much time there on that one, though. So here we go. 1st and 15 for the Warriors after the penalty. Gearhart takes the snap, toss out. This is Willis Dennis. He's going to cut his way forward. Oh my gosh, he's got the first down and more before he is finally pushed out of bounds around the 23, 24-yard line. Big time run by number 6, Willis Dennis, the senior.
Willis Dennis on the carry for the Warriors. Around the left side, that's good for a Winamac first down.
You got to like that name, too. Just adds to the whole mantra on that play. What a run. That was probably one of the bigger run plays we've seen from the Warriors tonight.
Yeah, definitely their best run play of the night.
So Max Gearhart, they are in Blue Jay territory on their 22-yard line. Takes the snap under center. Hands off. This is Jaden Jones, and he's met by a couple of Blue Jays. He didn't get a yard.
No gain on the play.
Yeah, Kozakar and Redland there, the two defensive tackles for North Judson, doing a good job of closing that down. So no gain there on first down.
Score update from the South Central Hammond-Knoll matchup. South Central in the lead right now. Just a few minutes to go in the first half. 30-14 as the Satellites in control. Second down for the Warriors. Max Gearhart under center. Takes the snap, steps back, fires over to the left side, back shoulder throw, and it might be intercepted.
Pass balls.
Nope, out of bounds. Incomplete. It looked like a Blue Jay tried to make a play for it on the far sideline. It just was thrown too far out of bounds, and the Warriors get lucky there.
Ruled out of bounds. It's 3rd and 10.
So 3rd down and 10 here for Winamac, deep in North Judson territory. So definitely 4-down territory for the Warriors. North Judson's got to come up with 2 stops here.
Yeah, this is, I think, the deepest the Warriors have been in Blue Jay territory. Am I correct in saying that, Chris?
Yes, you are.
So this is a big-time opportunity for the Warriors on 3rd down, 3rd and 10. Gearhart from shotgun, sets his man in motion, takes the snap, looks to throw. Now he's going to tuck and run up the middle. He's met by a Blue Jay, and he's tackled. Looked like a Warrior also fell on top of him as well. I don't know if he got a yard there, Chris. They're in 4-down territory. You assume they go for it here?
Oh, yeah, 4th and 11 here, and Winamac's definitely going to go for it.
Might as well at this part of the field. 4th and 11. You can hear the stands rumble as Blue Jay Nation is trying to cheer on their defense. I don't know if I've ever heard it like this, Chris. 4th and 11. Takes the snap from shotgun. Fires down the middle, and it's overthrown. And it'll be a turnover on downs. That's where the Blue Jays will take over. Hey, it's just been that kind of game, folks. Exactly what Chris McGowan likes, a knockdown, drag-out fight. That's exactly what we're getting tonight.
Yeah, definitely my kind of game. I love it where you got to fight for every yard. And right now, North Judson's got to do something offensively because the defense, I tell you what, has played really lights out tonight for this North. Both defenses, really.
Well, and I kind of see why you like this type of game, Chris. It kind of just builds the anticipation. You're kind of waiting on one team to get some points on the board. It just kind of just builds and builds and builds. As here's 1st and 10, ball on their own 23-yard line, under 4 minutes to go in the 3rd. It's a throw out to Trey McGowan. He's got space. Face mask, excuse me.
Trey McGowan.
He had a hand
on the catch and run.
What a play, and now there's an injured Warrior on the field. As it was a stiff arm, not a face mask.
Well, actually, I've seen running backs get called for an offensive face mask.
Well, thanks. You make me look a little bit better there, Chris. As I think he's cramped up. That's Cash Roth. He is cramped up bad. Another player, Talon Garner's cramped up too. We hope it's a cramp, just a cramp. Yes, it is. He's getting stretched out. Is that Mark Hendricks out there?
Mark Hendricks and Josh Burgess both, because Talon Garner and Cash Roth both decided to cramp up on the same play, it looks like.
Now, when this happens here, obviously it's just, is it a timeout by the officials, or how does this play out?
Yeah, it's an injury timeout. So both players are going to have to come off the field for a play.
Yeah, you look at Cash Roth. His leg is locked up. He's walking on his left heel as he has to hobble off. Thank God I've never had a cramp like that, Chris. Thank God. That does not look fun, man. And Mark Hendricks is still working on Talon Garner. Two players, might I add, are very important to this Winamac Warrior team.
It's worse when it happens in the middle of the night when you're sleeping and all of a sudden your gaff locks up.
Have a little bit of a nightmare. As I just got a text from Greg Eastock. He's at the Knox Redskin game. He said, "You've never had a cramp?" No, Greg, I took care of my body, and I was on a fantastic nutrition plan, thank you. You can't tell now when you look at me, but at one point in my life I was. At one point in my life I was.
I'm right there with you.
Well, you've got me beat, Chris. You're a college athlete. I never had the pleasure of playing in college. I can only imagine the competitive nature you have. I'm lucky to be able to work with you, Chris.
Well, I appreciate that, and I like working with you.
Well, let's just talk about each other for a little while longer, shall we?
I think the injury timeout's over, so we're getting ready to snap the ball.
Back to work. 2nd and 2. Ball on the Blue Jays' 31-yard line. Josiah McDaniel from shotgun. Takes the snap, steps back, throws, fires immediately. That's Noah Radke. Oh, he's got space up to the 40. Cuts over to the 45 before he's finally tackled. A big-time pass play for the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. That's exactly what they needed.
Yeah, again, just taking advantage of what Winamac's given them, and North Judson's just throwing a little stay route to the second receiver out there and getting them out in space.
So, ball spotted now on their 46-yard line. Same formation as last time from shotgun. McDaniel looks to throw, fires deep. Intended target, Trey McGowan! And he just couldn't catch up to it just in time. Overthrown the outstretched hand of Trey McGowan, the intended target. Boy, if he'd caught that, that might have been gone.
Yeah, again, North Judson doing a good job of setting that up. The two previous plays, they threw it to the short guy, the stay route, and there they had the inside receiver running what we call the boiler route, just a fade from the inside slot receiver. But Josiah just overshot him.
Oh, hurry-up offense here from the Blue Jays. Under center, Josiah McDaniel ready to go. Brock Benson in the backfield, takes the snap. Hands off to Brock Benson, breaks a tackle, crosses the 50, now to the 45-40, and then he's finally brought down at the 36-yard line. The North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays are putting a couple of plays together here, and they are rolling along.
And going to go no huddle here, try to build off rhythm.
Yep, and I think this may work to their favor if they can take care of that pigskin. Here's Josiah.
Right there, the right read by Josiah on that last play with the give to the fullback.
Sets Wilcox in motion. Now he hands off to Wilcox up the middle, and he's met by a couple of Warriors. Late push there by number 55 of the Blue Jays, Cole Kozakar. Jaden Jones, who got pushed, threw his arms up in the air. He wanted something. That's the kind of game we're seeing, folks. A little chippiness here. Both of these teams don't want to give in, and it's obvious.
Yeah, a lot of pride in both these programs.
Yeah. 2nd and 6. Ball on the Warriors 34. McDaniel takes the snap, fakes the toss, looking to throw, fires deep, wide open. It's Noah Radke! And he almost had it, but tracking it down to bat it out of the air was Maddox Buzinski. How did he get there that fast, Chris?
Too much air underneath the ball. That's how he got there. Good athlete, was able to to get there and knock that down. But I tell you what, Noah Radke did a good job of tipping that ball. And he almost tipped it to himself as he was falling to the ground.
Man, the athletes are showing up here in the second half at Liberty Field in North Judson, Indiana. It's still scoreless, 0-0. It's been a defensive battle all the way here with 2 minutes to go in the third. Josiah McDaniel. Go ahead.
I think this might be the deepest North Judson's rated in Winamac territory.
Up the middle. Not much on the carry, maybe 4 or 5 yards. It turned into actually more than not much. So he spun around after he got hit. Brock Benson, he turned 2 yards, gained into about 4 or 5. Nice job by him and not going down.
Going to be 4th and a long 3 for the Jays.
The last time they had a 4th and 4, they weren't able to convert, so this is a big-time play for the Blue Jays of North Judson-San Pierre. Under center, Josiah McDaniel takes the snap, tosses out to Cole Wilcox. He's got to make a play, but he can't make it happen as Maddox Buzinski was all over that play, and he is juiced up, pumping his fans, Winamac Warrior Nation, as well as his other teammates on the far sideline. What another turnover on downs, Chris. What is going on tonight?
A lot of athletes making plays is what's going on tonight.
Well, and now I'm seeing why you kind of like these types of games, because it brings the athletes out. They have to do things. It forces someone to do something. 0-0, 1:15 to go here in the third. The Warriors, third time they've touched the ball in this quarter. Takes the snap. Gearhart tosses out to Willis Dennis. He's trying to make a play, but he's wrapped up by 2-3 Blue Jays. Number 21, Grayson McDaniel, the sophomore, got his hands to him first.
Yeah, a loss of about 6 yards, 7 yards on that first down play there. North Judson doing a better job of defending that toss sweep, because the last time Willis ran that play, he picked up about 15, 16 yards.
Clock continues to tick. 40 seconds to go here in the third quarter, 0-0 in this rivalry matchup between the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays and the Winamac Warriors. This is shaping up to be one for the ages. Max Gearhart under center. Sets his man in motion, takes the snap. He hands off to, did you see the number?
That was Willis Dennis again.
And number 85 for the Winamac Warriors comes up hobbled. That's Tucker Fox. He's trying to shake it off. Fox, a senior, 6'1", 170 pounds, and there is a timeout.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
With 3.9 seconds on the clock, there's a timeout.
I know. That's what I was about to say. Nope, he tells the clock to continue to roll, and that's the end of the third quarter. We're going to take a break with them. 0-0 here at Liberty Field in North Judson as they host their rival, the Winamac Warriors. For sports analyst Chris McGowan, I'm Mitch Columbi. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
At First Farmers Bank and Trust, we know that when agriculture thrives, we all do. It's the heart and grit of our agricultural communities that keep the crops coming in and the livestock cared for. Hi, I'm Isaac Blue, your ag lender at First Farmers here in Knox and North Judson. Thank you for all your hard work. And when you're ready to talk about taking your ag operation to the next level, come by for a visit. Let's harvest success together. First Farmers Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
When you grow up on the land, you have an appreciation for it. When you grow up and work on a family farm, on land that is shared by members of a family, all working together as a team, that appreciation grows even more. They know what it's like to work as a team to get the job done. At Lawrence Farms of Knox, Todd and Josh Lawrence and family support the local high school teams and wish them success all through the season.
This is Josh Burgess, head coach of the Winamac Warriors. Stay tuned for more Warrior football on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Hey folks, Auto Park Fort LaPorte has got some news for you. We now have the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles in LaPorte County. So if you're in the market, come and check us out because right now is the best time to trade in your current vehicle. Not interested in purchasing a vehicle? That's okay. We'll buy yours even if you don't buy ours. Not currently in the market, but your car needs serviced? Come check out our newly renovated service department and let them take care of all your service needs. And remember, we're not just an auto dealer, we're an auto park.
Back at Liberty Field, Mitch Columbia along with sports analyst Chris McGowan. We go to the fourth quarter, 0-0 against the Winamac Warriors. As the Warriors have the possession, have ball this possession here with 3rd and 15. They're going to have to make a play here. Stepping back, looking to throw. It's Max Gearhart. He does. Over to the right side. It's intercepted by Cole Wilcox. He retreats back to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10. He's still on his feet, and he's going to get the touchdown. A pick 6 for Cole Wilcox. And that's how the Blue Jays get on the board. We've got a Warrior injured on the field, and Chris has just joined me in the booth.
Let me catch my breath.
Yeah.
This fat guy's out of shape.
What a play. Woo. Maybe they're saying you should have been in the booth all night.
Well, but how many times have I said I think this defense is going to have to step up, maybe a pick 6 here, maybe get this team going. And that's exactly what happened.
Unbelievable.
I tell you what, hopefully my mom's not listening right now, but you got a defibrillator around here anywhere?
I think they do, actually. We could get you reset.
I'm joking.
So set to kick the extra point. The snap, the hold by Noah Radke. The kick is blocked.
That could be huge.
Connor Benson doing the kicking duties. A big-time block by number 18 of the Winamac Warriors, Aiden Schooler. Oh, sorry. So 6-0. They didn't get the extra point, but points are on the board finally, and the Blue Jays lead 6-0. And this old school rivalry matchup, it's a battle right now. Unbelievable. Should be good now. Okay. So we were rearranging things up here in the booth as we're set to go here, and the Blue Jays are set to kick. Connor Benson will kick. Deep to return is Jaden Jones. And I think that's number 15 for the Winamac Warriors, Addison Allen, the junior.
I'm just waiting for Coach Cheesem down there to say something to me now that I'm back up in the booth.
Yeah, he wanted to put me down on the block, Coach. What's up with that?
I mean, he's looking at you now.
I know.
Yeah.
I can pop
You got post
the
player
threes.
written all over you.
I know. Kick returned by Addison Allen. He cuts through the 45-50. Oh, my goodness. 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10-5. It's a Winamac Warrior touchdown. Addison Allen. They matched it on the next play. Oh, my goodness. Oh, what a game. No flags on the field that I can see. What is going on right now?
And now with this extra point is huge for the Warriors.
Yeah, this is a huge extra point here. What a return by Addison Allen. Now it's 6-6. Now remember, the last play of the game was a pick 6 by the Blue Jays. The very next play was a kick return for a touchdown. 2 plays in the whole game is how we have this score.
And Winamac lined up to go for 2 here.
They are. Under center, Max Gearhart. Hands off, up the middle. It's Maddox Buzinski.
And he's in.
And he's in. He gets the 2-point conversion. It's now 8-6. The Winamac Warriors just take the lead here at Liberty Field.
What a turn of events again. Just lack of focus there on the kickoff team on the coverage for North Judson. Kicked it right to Addison Allen, and he just straight up the field. Really had nobody to avoid.
Once he beat that first tackle, all he had to do was beat Connor Benson at the 50-yard line. Once he got to the 45 in Blue Jay territory, it was smooth sailing.
So again, just a lack of concentration on special teams for North Judson.
I'll be honest with you, Chris. We talked about how I've never seen a football game like we saw last week in Knox. I've never seen a football game like this week.
Oh, I've been a part of. I've coached a lot of games like this, and I tell you what. One year we here at Liberty Field we took on the Knox Redskins and beat them 7-6. We blocked an extra point in the first half.
Well, and that's what the Warriors just did here. As we're in the fourth quarter, we do remind you, both teams have all 3 of their timeouts. The Warriors lead 8-6 now, where a lot of people would have written off the Winamac Warriors in this matchup. They are proving that to be untrue. Set to kick this one away down the middle. It's going to be picked up by Josiah McDaniel at the 22. Cuts back over to the 35, still on his feet before he's tackled at the 41-42-yard line. Pretty good return there by Josiah McDaniel.
Yeah, it was. Now North Judson's offense is going to have to do something. They've had a pretty good drive the last drive, but again, bogged down inside the 40-yard line. So again, North Judson's going to have to sustain a drive here and put some points on the board.
1st and 10 for the Blue Jays. Ball on their own 42-yard line. 11:29 to go in the ball game. 8-6, the Warriors lead. Josiah McDaniel under center. Brock Benson behind him in the backfield. Sets Trey McGowan in motion. Hands off to Benson up the middle. And he gets 5 to 6 yards, and that's what Brock Benson does. He provides.
Yeah, again, Winamac playing a 3-4 or a 52, whatever you want to call it, but they're taking their outside linebackers and walking them up on the end at the end of the line as a stand-up end. So basically a cover 2 shell in the secondary for Winamac.
Quickly back in action are the Blue Jays under center. Josiah McDaniel sets Trey McGowan in motion. Takes the snap, hands off to Brock Benson up the middle again before he's tackled at the 49-yard line in Winamac Warrior territory. They're inching closer to that first down. It'll bring up 3rd and 1 here.
And again, North Judson doing a good job of faking that toss sweep. They like to run that wide toss and just running Benson back up fullback trap.
McDaniel fumbled the snap, but he picks it up himself. He's going to get the first down and more. That worked to their favor as they're going to move the chains and get to about the 40-41-yard line in Winamac Warrior territory.
Yeah, good composure there by Josiah McDaniel. Fumbled the snap and picked it up and was able to pick up 6 or 7 yards on that 3rd and 1. So fresh set of downs here for the Jays, and they're going to line up, it looks like, in the I formation here. See if we get some ISO action.
Here we go. McDaniel under center. Sets McGowan in motion. Takes the snap. Hands off up the middle. I think that was Cole Wilcox potentially.
Yeah, it's Wilcox there with the ISO. And again, that stand-up end for Winamac doing a good job of closing that gap and pinching down real hard, not allowing North Judson to get any movement there. So only a pickup of 1 there on first down.
Final from Culver. The Triton Trojans were in town to face off the Culver Cavaliers. 58-6 was the final. The Cavs, the struggles continue for them. We'll have a chance to talk with head coach Austin Faust in the morning on the Saturday Sports Line. Back in our game, Josiah McDaniel under center, 2nd and 9. Ball on the 40-yard line in Winamac Warrior territory. Takes the snap, keeps it himself, or is that Brock Benson? I believe he handed off up to Brock Benson up the middle, and another 5 to 6 yard gain. That's what you use Brock Benson for. Keep the momentum going.
Keep feeding him.
Keep feeding him. We were kind of talking about that last week against Knox. He was the one that was able to kind of get things going. You just got to keep feeding that ball to Brock Benson. He is a hard guy to bring down.
Yeah, again, North Judson here definitely in 4-down territory. 3rd and 3 here for the Jays. 8:55 left to go in the fourth quarter with Winamac up 8-6.
Josiah McDaniel under center, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, pulls it. He's going to keep it himself, and he may have the first down before he's tackled at the 27-yard line. And they are going to move the chains for a North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay first down.
You're starting to see this triple option start to wear down this Winamac defense here. So the triple option, you just got to stick with it. You got to be patient enough in the play calling.
Josiah McDaniel under center, sets Trey McGowan in motion. Hands off up the middle. Brock Benson, he's fighting his way forward. Wow, nice big-time run by Brock Benson. And with a name like Brock, that's the kind of run you want.
Yeah, just a base dive there, it looked like. Looked like Winamac, they're playing a nose, so kind of hard to run midline against that. But that was right up the 5-hole there for North Judson.
You can feel the energy from Blue Jay Nation. They are supporting their Blue Jays here. Ball on the 18-yard line, 1st and 10. Josiah McDaniel hands off to Brock Benson away. He breaks away, and he is going to get the touchdown. Brock Benson, a North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay touchdown. 12-8. The Blue Jays take back the lead.
And North Judson here are going to line up and going to huddle up here and go for 2. So a big run there by Brock Benson. And again, the triple option game with North Judson starting to pay off here. They're starting to wear down this Winamac defense and starting to get more creases there than what they've had earlier in the game.
Boy, it just seems like the lid has been popped. Took all 3 quarters. We finally get scores in the fourth, and the Blue Jays are going for 2. McDaniel under center. Sets his man in motion. Fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, rolls up the middle, and he gets the 2-point conversion. Josiah McDaniel, 14-8. The Blue Jays lead.
Blue Jays 14, Winamac 8.
Just like that, great answer by North Judson here. So, again, you just kind of get the feeling, though, that Winamac is just not going to lay down, though. 14-8. I mean, you're a touchdown and the 2-point conversion away, because I don't think Winamac has the ability to kick the extra point. I could be wrong, but we've seen them play how many games, and we haven't seen them kick an extra point yet.
Sure.
So, again, this could come down to a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, no, literally. And one thing that's interesting, though, the score that the Warriors have is off a kick return, so the Blue Jays are going to have to pay attention here. They don't want to have another kick return here, but at the same time, we haven't seen the Warriors score with their offense on the field.
Other than the 2-point conversion,
right.
But that's from 3 yards out.
Sure. So it is going to go down to the wire here with 7:45 to go here in the fourth quarter. It's 14-8. The Blue Jays lead the Winamac Warriors in this rivalry matchup that played out just perfectly tonight. A lot of people talked a lot of noise. They said the Blue Jays are going to have their way. Well, that's not the case tonight, folks. The Winamac Warriors showed up, and they showed up to play hard, and the Blue Jays, I think, have a little bit of respect for them here in this one. Connor Benson set to kick this one. From the right hash, kicks up. And that is Maddox Buzinski, who's going to bring it forward and get tackled at the 39-yard line, and that's where the Warriors will take over. We have a score update from the Knox Redskins game, as it is homecoming there at Community Field in Knox, Indiana. They're taking on the John Glenn Falcons, and at the end of the third quarter, the Knox Redskins lead John Glenn 30-8. Looks like the Redskins are cruising along like the West Central Trojans to hopefully be undefeated through 5 weeks here in this IHSAA football season in 2023. Mitch Columbi along with sports analyst Chris McGowan. 7:40 to go in our game here in the fourth quarter. 14-8, the Blue Jays lead. Winamac with the ball. This is Max Gearhart under center. Sets his man in motion. Takes the snap. Almost fumbled it, but he picks it up. Now he's going to keep it himself. Rolls up to the right, and he gets maybe 2 yards before he's tackled at the 42. He had to do the keeper on that one.
Yeah, I think he mishandled the snap there. I think that was supposed to be a wing-back counter there, and I think Gearhart is down.
That is not the guy you want to have go down. Big-time quarterback Max Gearhart, also very good pitcher for the Winamac Warriors. We saw him this past spring. He's got an arm, and I think that's why they went with him as the quarterback this season. And he is down on the ground. He's talking to head coach Josh Burgess and assistant coach Mark Hendricks, hoping he's okay. Hopefully it's just a cramp. His helmet is completely off. Josh Burgess picks the helmet up. As we also have another score update, the West Central Trojans are undefeated, Chris, 5-0. They beat North Newton tonight on the road, 68-6.
Putting up some points.
Putting up points. Very excited to talk to Mark Hall in the morning about that. As they are going to, well, it looks like Max Gearhart is going to walk off the field under his own power. We're going to see Cash Roth step into the quarterback position, and this is who we saw at the quarterback position all season last year. Cash Roth, a junior this season. He's 5'9", 130 pounds, and he's going to step up to the line of scrimmage to take this snap. I'd assume he's waited on this moment. Takes the snap, hands off up the middle. That's Addison Allen, and he's tackled at about the 43, 44-yard line. A nice little carry.
Pickup of about a yard there.
Oh, so, just one.
Yeah, so 3rd and 6 here for the Warriors. Both teams have all 3 timeouts, so 6:50 left to go in the 4th quarter. North Judson clinging to that 14-8 lead.
So it'll be 3rd and 6. The clock continues to roll at 6:30 to go here in the 4th quarter. The Blue Jays lead the Winamac Warriors 14-8. We've got whistles on the field. We'll see what the call is.
It's an official timeout here. Making Cash Roth take something off of his wrist there, it looks like.
Huh. Interesting. Well, Roth gets back out there. He's going to take it under center. He sets his man in motion, takes a snap, rolls out to his left, fires. It's caught by Maddox Buzinski, breaks a tackle. Now he crosses the 50 to the 45, and he's going to get the first down and more. Big-time pass play for the Winamac Warriors.
Yeah, big pass play there by Cash Roth. Just hitting Maddox Buzinski on the out route there, running a flat route, and North Judson did not rally up to the ball. So pickup of, about 12 yards there and a first down. And Max Gearhart back out to take the snap for the Warriors here.
So Gearhart's back out there. Glad to see he's okay. He's going to take it from under center. Hands off. This is Talon Garner. And he is pushed back. I don't know how many he got.
About 3 there on first down, so 2nd and 7 here for the Warriors.
Pick up a 2, it'll be 2nd and 8.
Clock keeps on ticking. 14-8. Under center's Max Gearhart. Takes the snap. Hands off up the middle. It's Addison Allen. He's met immediately by a Blue Jay. He had nowhere to go. That hole was sewn up easily. Nice job. Number 32, Sam Hollum on the tackle. The senior, 5'8", 210. Made it look easy on that play.
Yeah, so 3rd and 6 here for the Warriors. Again, big 3rd down play here for North Judson. We're to the point now where every series is 4 down territory.
3rd and 6. The Warriors break the huddle. Blue Jay Nation making noise, supporting their Blue Jays. Gearhart takes the snap, toss out. This is Talon Garner.
Nice play.
Man, nice. Big time tackle by Josiah McDaniel, and he liked that one. It's going to bring up 4th down, and that clock continues to roll. Coming up on 4 minutes to go. The Blue Jays lead 14-8 over the Winamac Warriors.
Yeah, big play there by Josiah from his safety position there. Looked like Talon Garner was going to pick up the 1st down there, but again, nice open field tackle there by Josiah McDaniel.
Looks like, yeah, they're going for it.
Yeah, big 4th down here. 3:38 left to go in the game.
4th and 6. Under center, Gearhart sets his man in motion, steps back, looks to throw. He's wide open. It's Addison Allen, and it's going to be incomplete. A big-time turnover for the Blue Jays. Number 89, Damian Frazier, the senior, on the play, getting a hand in there, and that's where the Blue Jays take over.
All right, now Winamac has all 3 timeouts here, so North Judson's going to have to pick up a couple of 1st downs to ice this game.
Well, we've seen the Blue Jays do that easily throughout the last couple of years, but tonight has been a little bit of a different scenario. This Winamac Warrior team, other than the last drive, has done a very good job on the defensive end. That last Blue Jay touchdown really just was a nice punch in the mouth, I'd say. Takes the snap, rolls up the right. This is Josiah McDaniel on the keeper. He got a nice little gain there. 9-yard gain. That's
again,
exactly.
The triple option starting to work for North Judson here in the late in the 2nd half.
Here we go for the Blue Jays, 2nd and 1, 2:45 to go here in the 4th quarter, 14-8, they lead. They need a 1st down to keep things rolling. Hands off to Brock Benson, who gets the 1st down and more, crosses the 40, and he's tackled at the 37. That's enough for a Blue Jay 1st down. Another big-time run by Brock Benson.
Yeah, this North Judson offense finally starting to wear down this Winamac defense. I tell you what, very game Winamac defense.
Yeah.
So we got a timeout here. Timeout Winamac.
So Winamac is using the first of their 3 timeouts here in the 4th quarter. Hey, we remind you to stop by Papa Farm Pizza after the game for fresh ingredients that separates their pizza from any others. That's Papa Farm Pizza, downtown Knox. If you're listening in Knox, Indiana, might want to head to Papa Farm Pizza for a fantastic pizza after that wonderful game. The last time we checked, the Redskins were in the lead, 30-8 at the end of the 3rd. I'm sure some time has ticked off in the 4th. We also remind you Zingo Express of Knox is a proud sponsor of tonight's action. Stop by Zingo Express in Knox and fuel up both you and your vehicle the Zingo Expressway. Web Printing and JT Shirt Shack in Winamac is proud to be part of the broadcast this evening. Web Printing and JT Shirt Shack provides all your printing, screen printing, apparel, and embroidery needs. Call 574-946-3551 and ask for Tina. We appreciate them and their support toward helping continue the tradition. Out of the Warriors' timeout, the Blue Jays trot back out there. It's 1st and 10, ball on the Warriors' 37-yard line. Josiah McDaniel set to go, under center. Brock Benson in the backfield. He takes the snap, hands off to Benson. Who else? Up the middle. He breaks 2 tackles. That's another 9-yard gain there by Brock Benson. Oh, it's a 1st down.
Yeah, pickup of about 10 yards there, 10 and a half, maybe 11 yards.
Blue Jays. 1st down.
So another big-time run by the Blue Jays as the clock continues to roll with the lead, 14-8, 2 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. The Warriors have battled all the way here, but the Blue Jays are getting the better of them here. As of now, Josiah McDaniel under center, takes the snap, hands off to Brock Benson up the middle. He's still on his feet. It took 4 Warriors to bring Brock down. He stands up and he looks down at the defender saying, "What are you doing here, son? This is my field." Did you see him? He just put his hand down. He said, "He's too small." That's what Brock just said. He's too small.
It'll be second and long 2 for the Blue Jays.
Minute 32 left to go here in the fourth quarter. North Judson 14, Winamac 8. And North Judson knocking on the door here inside the red zone.
And the Warriors continue to let that clock tick with 2 timeouts left. It's 2nd and 2. Ball on the Warriors' 18-yard line. Josiah McDaniel takes the snap. It's a quarterback keep up the middle. Now he's going to wake his way around, and he's going to get the touchdown. Josiah McDaniel, another North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay touchdown. As that makes it 20-8 with 1:07 to go in the fourth. That should seal things up for the Blue Jays, as they had to fight, scrap, and claw their way to the finish line tonight, but they are going to get the job done, it looks like, Chris.
Yeah, hard-fought game here by both teams, that's for sure.
So for the extra point, Connor Benson set to kick. Noah Radke to hold. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, away, and it is good. 21-8. The Blue Jays are making it happen here in week 5. Just a valiant effort from the Winamac Warriors. We can't knock them at all. I mean, they really played their hearts out tonight, Chris.
Yeah, I tell you what, they came to the Liberty Field, and valiant effort by the Warriors. And I tell you what, if they play this way next week, West Central better watch out.
Oh, the Culver. They're taking on Culver.
Culver next week.
Yeah, Culver next week. Which, Culver, another team that's having a tough time right now. That would be, both teams would come into week 6 winless.
Right.
That's shaping up to be another great game that we're going to be a part of.
Yeah. Now, this music is what I like. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Here we go.
I feel like I'm at a WWE event.
That's what we were talking about with Gary Baxter. You come and you get entertained here at North Judson. They really get the vibes going. So Connor Benson set to kick this one away. Deep to return is Addison Allen. And I believe, I can't tell who that is on the far side of the field. So Connor Benson.
Might be Jace Bentel.
That is Bentel, 7. So kick is up away. It's going to bounce around the 27-yard line, picked up. Fumble on the play, and it's picked up by, we'll see what they call. The Warriors have it. So a close call there, as I think the Blue Jays woke up here in the fourth quarter, Chris.
Yeah, they did, but shouldn't take 3 quarters to get woke up, especially in a rivalry game.
Right. Well, finally, tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Nepco Crane and Equipment Services, specializing in mobile crane service. Call my good friend Joe Nepp at 1-800-590-2272 for all your residential, commercial, and agricultural crane needs. 1:01 to go here in the fourth. 21-8, the Blue Jays lead. It's 1st and 10 for the Winamac Warriors. They're not giving up. They are fighting to the very end. Max Gerhardt under center, sets his man in motion, takes the snap, hands off up the middle. He's met by 3 Blue Jays. Brock Benson's one of them on the tackle, as well as number 32 for the North Judson, Sam Hollum.
Dennis on the carry. Brock Benson.
As that was Willis Dennis on the carry.
Pick up a 3, it'll be 2nd and 7.
40 seconds left to go in this contest.
And now Warriors aren't going to call any timeouts. They're just going to play this one out here, as the Blue Jays are going to win this one here in week 5 against an old rival in the Winamac Warriors. Max Gerhardt takes the snap, hands off to Addison Allen up the right side. He's got space, and he's going to get the first down before he's brought down about the 41-yard line. That moves the chains for the Warriors. It stops the clock at 19.7. Now the clock continues to roll, as I think that's going to be the end of the ball game. I don't think the Warriors are going to try and score or try and run a play here, as that will wind down, and that is the end of the ball game. The North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays took them to the fourth quarter, but they woke up and took care of business. 21-8's the final over the Winamac Warriors. We've got some stuff to talk about, folks, in the Collins Insurance postgame show. For sports analyst Chris McGowan, I'm Mitch Columbi. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Howard's Marathon in Winamac has a reputation built on getting things done right. With 30 years experience as an ASE Master Auto Technician, Dean Wentz is the right choice for the auto repairs or service. From auto computer diagnostic checks to new batteries and tires, they can take care of it all. Howard's Marathon is a proud supporter of area high school sports and wishes all teams a great season. Howard's Marathon, 121 South Monticello Street in Winamac. Call 574-946-6894.
The key to high-yielding crops is accurate and dependable soil testing. This is Andy Awald of Farm Fertilizers and Seeds. Having the right information to make the most profitable fertility decisions is what Image Services from Farm Fertilizers and Seeds is all about. We combine cutting-edge technology and computerized record-keeping with a common-sense approach to soil sampling and fertilizer recommendations. Whether it be by management zone for field-level applications or grid-based for variable rate applications, count on Image Services by Farm Fertilizers and Seeds for your soil service needs this fall.
Real magic is everywhere. It's in your mom's cooking, in 4-hour dinners with friends, in that first bite of something new, and in the fizz of a Coca-Cola. Now with so many options for less than $5, the Coca-Cola Value Collection will help you make the most out of every magic moment for so much less. Taste the magic for less with Coca-Cola.
Welcome to the Collins Insurance Agency's post-game show. Let's get back to Mitch Columbi and Chris McGowan.
21-8 is the final as the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays take down the Winamac Warriors in an old rival. What a contest. A lot of people thought the Blue Jays were going to walk away easily with this game tonight. A newfound respect for the Winamac Warriors as they can hold their heads high after a fantastic performance. Mitch Columbi along with sports analyst Chris McGowan. We're so glad you joined us here on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. The tradition continues. Well, Chris, what a heck of a ball game, a knockdown, drag-out fight. Maybe a little too much offense in the fourth quarter for you. Would you say that? I don't know. I think the Blue Jays had to do something.
Yeah, I like those 7-3, 10-3, 10-7 kind of games. But again, like I said on air there a few minutes ago, it shouldn't take three and a half quarters for North Judson to get woke up in a rivalry game. Winamac came here and they played like they had nothing to lose. I mean, they read the press clippings that they were supposed to get, their rears handed to them.
Sure.
But they stepped up and made play after play after play and just kept hanging around and they gave themselves, let's be honest, they gave themselves a chance to win that football game. But again, I think Judson's overall strength in the weight room, I think, finally wore down that Winamac defense, and North Judson did a good adjustment there. Instead of running maybe a wide option, they started running the more of the midline option with Benson and Josiah.
They had to change it up.
Had to change it up a little bit, but again, I think overall, I think the difference in that game was actually one in the summer and one in the weight room.
Well, a game like this, you're really glad you're broadcasting at because you're bringing excitement to this area. I mean, this type of game was just, we had a great game last week, the Knox Redskins and North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. We turn around this week. We weren't sure what we were going to have tonight, but boy, it ended up being a good game. Now, if you're the Winamac Warriors here, Chris, like I said just a moment ago, I feel like you got to walk away with your head held high and come into next week against Culver ready to go.
Exactly. North Judson's a top 10 team in 1A. So you come to their home field, you come to Liberty Field, a tough place to play, and you take them down to the wire. Again, usually I'm not into moral victories, but when you've had a season and you've had the injuries that Winamac has had, yeah, you can hold your head up high and be a little prideful for what for what you've been able to accomplish here tonight, and hopefully you can carry that momentum over to practice next week and to next week's game against the Culver Cavaliers.
Now, flip sides, we talk about the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. Hey, a win's a win, but I have a feeling Brett Lambert wanted a little bit more out of his guys tonight. Would you agree?
Oh, I totally agree, and I probably wouldn't be looking forward, even though you won tonight, and it's a rivalry game, and you wouldn't expect any less from a North Judson Winamac game, honestly. But I probably would not be looking forward to practice next week if I was a North Judson St. Pierre Blue Jay.
No, I wouldn't either. Well, and you went through practices here, but the practices I've seen, the practices I stopped by at, it's very intense. It's game speed, and I think that's what we were talking about. They were a little worn out from last week's game, and I think like head coach Brett Lambert said that they were on he said in the interview we saw on social media from yesterday's practice, he said to us, I should say, that he believed after last week's loss to the Knox Redskins, they were still in that semi-state hangover.
Yeah.
And he said, we washed that out this week. Maybe we washed it out and wore them down.
Right. It's going to be interesting to see how they respond to next week's game. I'm not sure who. I haven't looked at the schedule to see who they're actually playing next week. But again,
they're taking on South Central. Which I just had a score update literally about this. We're talking about them. 44-14, 8:52 left in the third. The South Central Satellites are taking care of business against Hammond Knoll right now. So very interesting. Both teams will see each other next week for Week 6. Should be a good matchup. But in our game tonight, saw the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays take down the Winamac Warriors 21-8, and we are going to take a break and come back for the Stark County Co-op play of the game. For sports analyst Chris McGowan, I'm Mitch Columbi. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
It's hard to believe, but time sure does fly by. Collins Insurance Agency in downtown Knox are celebrating over 30 years of taking care of all of your insurance needs in our communities.
If I could turn back time.
And we're not going anywhere. Stop in and see Jim and the crew at Collins Insurance Agency in downtown Knox. Insurance you can count on from a business you've trusted since 1989. Proud presidential partners of Western Reserve.
On the way home from the game, a deer jumps in front of your truck. And now you've got to get that truck repaired. Make it easy on yourself. Take it to Mark's Body Shop. Mark's has done expert auto body service since 1998 and will work with you and your insurance provider for collision repair, custom body paint, and insurance work. And all work guaranteed by owner Mark Schell. Mark's Body Shop, proud to support high school sports. 772-7003.
Since 1936, Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning have always taken pride in doing the job right. Third-generation owner Brian Hammond and his family have always set the standard when it comes to taking care of all your heating and cooling needs. Making your home a comfortable home is the absolute top priority. If you are uncomfortable in your home, give them a call at 574-936-4660. Follow them on Facebook. Let Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning help you take control of your comfort.
It's time for the Stark County Co-op play of the game. Let's return to the voices of WKVI Sports, Mitch Columbi and Chris McGowan.
21-8's the final here in Week 5 from North Judson, Indiana, as the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays took care of business against the Winamac Warriors, an old rival. Chris has said it before multiple times back when he played for the Blue Jays. This was a more meaningful game than the Redskins were. Still can't believe that, but I got to take your word for it.
Well, like I said, growing up in Pulaski County,
right. You're just that much closer to Winamac.
To Winamac, you're halfway between Judson and Winamac, and Yeah, to us Rich Grove boys, yeah, Winamac was always the bigger rival.
Well, what's our Stark County Co-op play of the game tonight, Chris?
I think it's got to be the pick six by Cole Wilcox that got Judson going.
Yeah.
There in the fourth quarter, stepped in front of an out route and took it to the house, broke a couple tackles, and got the ball into the end zone, and kind of lit a fire underneath this North Judson team. So I'm going with the pick six by Cole Wilcox.
Got to agree. What a pick six it was.
Of course, it also helps, too, to make that the play of the game. When I said a couple times during the broadcast, it made me look kind of smart when I said this defense
has got to step up.
Going to have to get a pick six or something or a scoop and score.
And then they went and did that.
Yep.
And, think about it. If Winamac doesn't throw that pick six, do we go scoreless even deeper into the fourth quarter?
Right.
I mean, who knows?
We might be still be playing now in overtime.
That's what we were talking about when we were in commercial break. I looked at the Gary Baxter and Nathan Radke, and we were talking. I said, we might be going into like double overtime if nobody can get some points on the board. But Cole Wilcox made it happen in the fourth quarter. What a heck of an interception, a pick six for Cole Wilcox. And that's our Stark County Co-op play of the game. Stay tuned for our Ashley Derrickson 5-star player of the game. After the break, you're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
The Stark County Co-op has been a member-owned farm services co-op in Stark County since 1928. That's over 90 years, and they're still providing the same quality agronomy services to the farming community of Stark and surrounding counties. The Stark County Co-op is an LP and fuel provider. The Stark County Co-op purchases grain at both locations, Hamlet and Browns. You can reach them by phone at 1-800-782-3392, the Stark County Co-op.
This presentation of our area's local high school sports is sponsored by Pulaski Memorial Hospital in Winamac. Pulaski Memorial Hospital is dedicated to providing excellent health care to improve the health and quality of life for the people and the community they serve. They will meet the community's needs and exceed their expectations by creating the best possible health care experience. For more information of the services they provide, call 946-2100.
Have you ever wondered how much I could sell my vehicle for? Well, Auto Park Chevrolet GMC can help with that. We're looking to buy your vehicle. It is a quick, simple process that puts money in your pocket. Stop by the Auto Park on Oak Road for one of our sales professionals to assess your vehicle and have a cash price for you in moments. If you're looking to trade, we have stacks of inventory for you to choose from, or you can walk away with a check in hand. Don't hassle with listing on Marketplace or waiting forever to sell it privately. Let us make you an offer today. Auto Park Chevrolet GMC. Check us out at www.autoparkchevroletbuickgmc.com or call 574-936-5590 or come to see us next to Walmart in Plymouth.
Time to announce the Ashley Derrickson 5-star player of the game. Mitch.
Thank you to my good friend John Thompson. It's time now for our Ashley Derrickson 5-star player of the game. Given in memory of Ashley Derrickson, a 2008 graduate of North Judson-San Pierre High School who battled cancer throughout her high school career before losing that battle on December 12th of 2008. We'll tell you who's earned that honor after this word from 5-star.
5-Star, the largest meat and grocery store in the area, focused on quality, value, and customer service. The 5 stars in the name of the store come from 5 family members of the original owner serving in World War II, each one represented by a blue star on a flag hanging in the front window of the family home. That's why even decades later, 5-Star is known for its dedication to service. Now that dedication means savings for you. 5-Star, one of the We Care stores, the area's largest meat and grocery store, focused on quality, value, and customer service. Located, you know where, in the Knox Mall.
Well, this is what happens when you give one guy too much power. The Ashley Derrickson 5-star, well, it's going to be players of the game. Okay. I'm going the entire defensive unit from North Judson.
The entire, all 11?
All 11 guys, because wow. I'm telling you, that first half, Winamac spent a lot of that game in the first half in North Judson territory, and that defense kept coming up with stop after stop after stop and kept them in the game and finally broke the scoring with the pick six. So I'm going with the entire defensive unit from North Judson as the players of the game. And those kids, here we go. Starting at safeties, Josiah McDaniel, Trey McGowan. Starting at corners, Noah Radke, Damian Frazier. Starting at linebacker, Cole Wilcox, Sam Holland, and Brock Benson. And the defensive line, Cole Kozakar, Hunter Redland, Grayson McDaniel, and David Brown. The starting unit for that North Judson-San Pierre defense.
That's the first time we've ever done that together.
Yeah.
I don't know if history. I don't know if that's ever been done in the history. But
I've done offensive lines before,
but not the entire unit.
Not an entire unit. But again, it comes down to time and time again in that first half when Winamac had Judson on the ropes. That defense stepped up and got stops when they needed to, and kept North Judson in the game. So again, hey, you give me this much power, I'm taking advantage. I'm just saying.
Well, I don't blame you, as that's our Ashley Derrickson 5-star players of the game, the entire defensive unit for the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. Real quick, we look around our other area teams and saw the Culver Cavaliers unfortunately fall to Triton at home 58-6. They'll take on the Warriors next week. The Knox Redskins took care of business at home on homecoming against John Glenn. 37-8 was the final. The West Central Trojans, just like the Knox Redskins, are 5-0 through the first 5 weeks as they beat North Newton on the road 68-6. And the last text I got from Athletic Director John Haggard of the South Central Satellites, it was 44-14 with just under 8 minutes to go in the third. So we'll keep an eye on that game, as it looks like we're going to get several wins out of our area teams tonight. And then, of course, our game, the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays beat the Winamac Warriors 21-8. Hey, KVB's WKVI Sports is back in action next Friday night, as we will be broadcasting Week 6 of Indiana High School football from Winamac, Indiana. The Winamac Warriors host the Culver Cavaliers. Myself, along with sports analyst Chris McGowan, will be going live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central. That's right here on 99.3 FM and streaming throughout the world on WKVI.com. We also remind you to join us tomorrow morning on the Saturday Sports Line, the longest-running high school sports show in Indiana, thanks to our very own Harold Welter. We always have several of our area head coaches on hand as we go live at 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central on 99.3 FM and online at WKVI.com. If you missed the Saturday Sports Line, don't worry. We remind you of the Saturday Sports Line replay every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. If you would like to purchase a recording of tonight's game or any game in the past, as well as the Saturday Sports Line, contact me by email. It's Mitch@WKVI.com. We also invite you to follow us on social media, on Instagram at WKVI Sports, on X, formerly Twitter at KVB Sports, and on Facebook at Sports to the Max for all Kankakee Valley Broadcasting sports content. Final word from you tonight, Chris.
North Judson Winamac wouldn't have it any other way.
Wouldn't have it any other way. Spoken like a true Blue Jay. Our final in this one, North Judson-San Pierre 21, the Winamac Warriors 8. From all of us here at KVB, we thank you for listening to Indiana High School Sports. For our sports analyst, Chris McGowan, our in-game announcer, John Thompson, I am Mitch Columbi. The tradition continues. We are Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Thank you for listening to Indiana High School football on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. Sponsored in part by Coca-Cola, Culver's Portside Marina, NEPCO, Crane and Equipment Services, Farm Fertilizers, First Farmers Bank and Trust, Lawrence Farms, Mark's Body Shop in Knox, Zingo Express, Pulaski Memorial Hospital, Stark County Co-op, The Auto Park with locations in LaPorte, Plymouth, and Bremen, Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Collins Insurance, Howard's Marathon of Winamac, and 5 Star. We'd like to thank our sponsors for their dedication in supporting local high school sports and helping continue the tradition on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Touchdown!